And credit repair expert. Hey beautiful people, it's Rickita and I'm back with another video.
And hey, beautiful people, it's Rickita, and I'm back with our another video, you guys. We are live. We are live. We are live. So hopefully everybody was having a great weekend. But today I want us to go over how to do our basic dispute letters, you guys. You know, we went over last week how to get your credit reports. We learned about, the other bureaus, the third-party bureaus. There's other bureaus out there, you guys. You learn about all these different companies. But today I want us to get into sending out a basic dispute letter. Now, when it comes down to your credit, you guys, I don't care how many credit cards you get. I don't care, how many loans you get. You want to get all those negative items removed from your credit report. So today I want us to go over the basic disputes. If you guys are already part of our exclusive membership, thank you guys. I have the actual documents up so you guys can actually see how I did the basic dispute letters for you guys. I'm not going to show that video here. I'm just going to go over a little bit here. That's the point, that you guys have you guys are part of exclusive membership. You can see everything, but I still want to kind of go over a few things here in regards to when you do your letters, your basic letters, just showing you guys how to separate it between all three credit bureaus. So I'll show you guys how to do one. I'll show you guys how I do one letter. And when I go into like the detailed disputes, actually writing letters, I'm not going to do that on YouTube. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to do that on the exclusive membership, you guys. So if you guys want to see like my specific disputes where I'm actually breaking down an account, I'm actually writing out a letter, I want you guys to really go ahead and check that out on my exclusive membership. And I've changed my thing up here too, you guys. So if you guys do credit, if you guys will do credit 101, then you guys will see that you guys can get the $30 off. So I definitely want you guys to check that out. Let me go ahead and add this to the course really quickly, because I did the example letter, but I want to show you guys, what that letter looked like. So let me delete some of this stuff here, and then I'll show you guys what that letter looked like, so you guys can do it yourself. Let me see. Let me share. How's everybody doing today? So I was so sad when I found out that there wasn't any school today. My little ones are so excited to go to school, but daycare is still going, which is good. Which is really good that the daycare is still going. So we was able to have a little ones go to daycare, which made it possible that I can do the live video. So let's see, you guys, I have all three of them here. So let me go ahead and show you guys what it looked like now. And I'm going based off of a credit report that we already have. So I already have a credit report. So we're going to go based off of that. And I'm going to show you what that will look like, what the letters will look like. And if you guys want me to be more specific, and you guys want to see how I came about doing the letters this way, then definitely you guys join my exclusive membership, and then you will see what's going on and how I actually came up with the letters. So let me go ahead and share my screen now that I have everything done. So let me see. Let me go ahead and share my screen. If I can share it. Okay, so here is perfect. Let me go ahead and take this off so you guys can see it better. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So we have the Word document. Now I have it in Word, so those people that want to edit it, you can edit it right through Word. But here is a letter to the credit bureaus, you guys. So whenever you send a letter out to the credit bureaus, you want to make sure that you have your personal information up here. You're going to need your first and your last name. You're going to need your address, you're going to need your social security number, and then you need to put your you need to put your date of birth in there. And then two, you have to separate. You have to have a letter for each credit bureau. So we have a letter for Experian here. Then we have a letter for Equifax. And then we have our letter for TransUnion. Now, let me go ahead and show you guys those credit reports so that you guys can see, you know, how we came about putting the account on the letter. So let me go ahead and share that screen so you guys can see how we actually came about doing that. If they will even let me share it, I wonder why they won't let me share that screen. Let me see. I'm going to save it as a PDF, and then I will share it that way. Actually, no. Let me see. I can open it in the regular PDF. Bear with me, you guys. I want to pull up the actual letter that we're going to, actual credit report, should I say, that we're going to use. So let me see. I don't know why my computer won't let me pull it. Oh, here we go, finally. Okay, perfect. There we go. So let me add that. Let me add that here, you guys, so you can see. So these are the credit reports. This is the credit report that we actually use to create those letters. Don't forget, you guys, if you're part of my exclusive membership, we can create this for you. And all this is analyzing all the inaccurate and incomplete information that's on your credit reports. Because don't forget, everything has to be 100% accurate across all three credit bureaus. So this is actually just showing all of the inaccuracies that's on the credit reports. So let's go ahead and look at this different account. So remember, we're going to skip this personal information section for right now. Where we're going to really focus on is we're going to focus on the negative accounts that's on the credit reports. So if you can see right here, you guys, we have quick loans, and this is an installment account. And when I looked at this account, I see that the account is marked as late, 30 days late. And then two, everything else is good. So, you know, everything in the payment history for the last 2 years is saying okay. So we know we probably don't want to delete the account. I would just want them to go ahead and change that payment status on this account. And we went over reading accounts too, you guys, so you guys can understand how to read an account and how to find out if you want to delete it or if you want to update it. So this account, we would just want that late payment updated. So we will go ahead and let them know, hey, please update that payment status or update the account as paid and never late. Now, this is a collection company. So remember, collection companies, we want to completely remove them from the credit reports. So we got a collection company, and then we have the Nationwide Recovery. So we have this one here that we need to get removed, which is another collection account. But that's all. They just have those 3 accounts, and then all these other accounts are positive accounts. So we want to leave those alone. We only want to send in letters for the accounts that we want to get removed from your credit reports. All the other accounts, you kind of want to just leave those alone. You don't want to, you know, put them on your letter because they're going to mess around and delete those accounts. And you don't want them to delete those accounts. So let's start from the top and let's start creating a letter. So again, you put the personal information on all 3. We put the personal information on all 3 letters for all 3 credit reports. So let me go ahead and show you that again, you guys, so you guys can see that Word document. So on the Word document, if you can see right here, on the Word document, we first have that Experian. Now, I don't like to go based off of each credit bureau. I like to go based off of the account. So that quick loan account that we have is actually on your Experian. And let me see if I can just share my screen, because I think if I just share my full screen, it'll be better for you guys. Share screen number 2. Let me share my full screen. Okay, perfect. That's much better. Just so you guys can see like what's going on. So let me move this over. So look right here, you guys. For that quick loans account, it's only on the Equifax credit report. So we only want to send out a dispute. We only want to put this account on the Equifax letter. We don't want to put it on anything else. So if we go ahead and pull up the letter, Experian is first. So we want to go ahead and skip Experian. And then we see Equifax. Now on the Equifax letter, or even on all of the letters I'm using, you guys can get a copy of it by just going to my store, 750andupclub.com. And then when you go there, you'll be able to get a copy of the letter. On my letters, the only thing that you have to change is you have to add the name of the account. You have to add that account number. And on here, I actually removed the account number so I can make a video. So I removed the account number so you guys can't see it, but you guys will have that information. And also this, we only want them to change the late payments on here. We don't want them to change anything else. So that's why we're going to change this out where it says I was never late on this account. I am not 30 days late. And then the next part, we want to put update the account as paid as agreed. Now, when you put that you want them to update the account as paid as agreed, then that means that they're not going to possibly. Sometimes if you dispute a late payment, they may remove from your credit reports. But in this case, they're probably just going to update that account status right here where it says it's late 30 days. They're going to update that so that it don't say late 30 days. They're going to update it so that it will show current or paid as agreed, and that would help boost that credit score up, because right now the point that it says late 30 days is a negative, so it's dropping the credit score. So that's all we're going to do for that account. So now we got to skip that account. If this account was on all three credit bureaus, we'll put it on all of our letters, but it's not on all three credit bureaus. It's only on the Equifax. So we don't have to put it on our Experian letter, and we don't have to put that on our TransUnion letter. Now with these collection companies, ERC and Nationwide Recovery, both of these companies, all collections, you want to automatically get those removed from your credit reports. So what we will do is we go ahead and copy the name of the company and then the account number, and then we'll go ahead and put that on our letter. So as you can see here, let me see, we have that on Experian and TransUnion. So let's bring our letter up some. So let's look here. We go all the way to the top. We have the Experian. So it's on Experian. You can see I added the account here. So I have the name of the account number, not mine, no contract, not liable, unverifiable. And then we want to delete and remove from my credit reports. We want them to remove that account from the credit reports. Now, I like to just copy this information. So you got to copy that. And we seen that was on TransUnion too. So all I did was come down here and I copied it and then I pasted it here. So now it's automatically on that TransUnion letter. So now you can see the letter is already filled in and this information was already there. So all you have to do is copy in your accounts, and I'll put the ERC right there. Now we put that ERC on our TransUnion and we put that on our Experian already. We don't want to put it on our Equifax, which is here, because we don't have it on our Equifax credit report. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about, right? So we don't want to put it there. Now let's see, we got the ERC and then we have the Nationwide Recovery. Now I like to copy these names just like this, you guys. I don't want to, I just did credit for a while, so I know it's Nationwide Recovery. So I would just type that in a lot of times, but it's actually best to just go ahead and copy what they already have. Now this account is only on TransUnion. So when we pull up the credit reports again, we want to find out where TransUnion is at, which is there, it's the last letter. And then we want to copy that information there. We want to put the name of the account, put the account number, and then keep all this information the same. Now, don't forget, these are basic disputes. So with basic disputes, you're not very specific. You're not specific at all on the account. I want to teach you guys to be more specific. So I want you guys to definitely join a club so you guys can learn how to write like premium great dispute letters, you guys, because that will help you guys boost up your credit and get items removed from your credit reports. Now, don't forget, this person, they only had these 3 accounts on their credit reports. So now we already put the 3 accounts on there. We're technically done with this letter. Now, if you guys were to get my letter, there's information here that I just didn't include that it's kind of like the law and stuff like that, and it will help get accounts removed from your credit reports. So this is how I will lay it out. I will leave all of that information here, but I just deleted it because I got the video public. But just leave all that information there. You can just literally mail this into all 3 credit bureaus. And we already went over like the different credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. I gave you guys their phone number, and then I also gave you guys their address. So you guys can go ahead and mail this into all 3 credit bureaus. Now, listen, if you mail this into all 3 credit bureaus, they have 30 days to go ahead and process your dispute. So when I say they have 30 days, I always tell people, give them 5 days to get it. Let them go ahead and process your dispute for 30 days. And then give them 5 more days to have something sent back to you to let you know what's deleted before you send out another round of letters. Because each time you send, well, let me say this, we have rounds of letters. So every month or every 40 days, you want to send out a different round. So you got round 1, you got round 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or you can send out a 6th round if you like. But it's based off of also your accounts getting removed. So like for this client here, if they get their Experian account removed from their credit, they get their ERC clear from their Experian credit report, they don't have to send out any more letters to Experian. But then too, when you look at, Equifax and TransUnion, they may hold on to these accounts, say for a month or 2, or maybe even longer. And if you see that they're holding on to the accounts, then every month you have to send out another letter from them. If they're not holding on to the account, they're removing it, then you don't have to send them a letter anymore. Everything is deleted at that point. You can stop sending that credit bureau a letter. But remember, every month or every 40 days, you have to send out another round of letters. So this is the first round that you guys have to send out. And I told you guys, if you guys are lazy, and be honest, if you guys are lazy, or if you don't like processing disputes or writing them up every month, next month you're not going to have so much time, then all you have to do is you have different rounds. So you can see right here, I have a 1 at the top of this one. On the round 2 letters, all I would do is go ahead and just copy this information here, you guys, and copy it onto the round 2 letter. So when you guys do all your letters, I made a video on the exclusive membership to show you guys how you can copy your letters and make the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round of letters by just copying this information here. All you gotta do is just copy this information and put it on your new letter. So say if this was to be a new letter, say if it was, we're doing this letter and it's a whole new letter and it's actually round 2. All I would do is just copy and paste that information onto round 2, keep all of the information that's on there the same, and then send it in to the credit bureaus. So you guys can literally, each round, don't forget you got 3 credit bureaus. So each month or every 40 days, you're going to think about it like this. You're going to have 3 letters that go out. So when you go ahead and bulk do your letters, so that means if you was to do your letters, if you like the lazy or I don't have time, let me just get it all done now. Then if you were to go ahead and do all those letters now, you're looking at doing about 15 letters. So you're going to copy this information onto each letter, you guys. And I teach you guys to, if you're lazy, and I say that because a lot of people, they don't want to go ahead and type everything in and actually read an account, then I suggest people go ahead and just do all 15 letters now so that they can just go ahead and get it out the way. And sometimes too, you may have that stubborn account. So say if you have that stubborn account, say if you're trying to get the ERC removed for a while, and I told you guys, hey, go ahead and send that same letter in. Don't go ahead and copy or go to the round 2. Just send that same letter in if it's within that month. So I definitely give you guys details on that when you guys are in part of the exclusive membership. So definitely go ahead and check it out. I want to play a game I want to play a game in regards to how to remove accounts from the credit reports, and also see if you guys have any knowledge on the different accounts. I just want to educate you guys, and I want to do that inside the exclusive membership. So I'm thinking maybe this weekend we'll do like a fun game. Maybe I'll cash out $20 to the winner, whoever's a part of my exclusive membership. You guys will be able to go ahead and play the game, and we'll go ahead and do some dispute letters together. But again, you guys, these dispute letters, we're going to do this a lot within the exclusive membership, showing you guys how to write up personal dispute letters and how to make it more specific. These are just basic dispute letters. And you guys, when I first started doing credits to get a lot of accounts removed, this is what I did right here. I just did these simple things because sometimes too, you send out a round of letters, if you just get, half of the items deleted or even a quarter of the items deleted in a month, that's better than where you were at. So just get started. And if you guys have any questions, definitely go ahead and drop your questions down below. There's a lot of questions that I got on my YouTube, so I want to go ahead and answer those questions for you guys now. But definitely let me know. Let me go through the comments that you guys have now, and we can go from there to see what we should go ahead and answer, what we should talk about today. So let me not save that. Let me try to take all this down off the computer. Close all tabs. Okay, perfect. So let me see your comments, you guys. Hey, Rickita. Oh, look at the little girl. I just love looking at the little ones. Oh my gosh. Let me make this a little bigger, you guys. Hello, hello, hello. I like that. Do y'all see how they kind of the layout now is so different now? It's so different now. I'm kind of switching up things, you guys, and hopefully you guys like the different changes that I'm definitely making in regards to how everything looked and is laid out. And I'm actually going to start posting more of the questions. So if you guys miss questions and I answer them and I feel like it's a good answer, I'm going to go ahead and post those questions and answers today. So let me go ahead and add the banner. Let me see. Hello, 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 D. I emailed Israel about getting access, but I signed up for Chris. We're not sure how to get access. Okay, so I told everybody that we're still trying to give people access. If you guys are already a part, oh, here we go. I'm still trying to give people access that's already a part of the credit repair that's trying to get into my exclusive membership. So if you have not gotten into the exclusive membership, just hold on a little bit because I'm just trying to get it so that I can put everybody in there. It's kind of, it's kind of a harder process than I thought it would be to try to get everybody transferred into the class. But if you already signed up, I have your email address. I'm going to sign you up based off of what's on your email address. So make sure you guys, like whatever email address you're using, so make sure you guys are using the correct email address, or make sure you guys update that email address. So yeah, you guys, you will be able to get in there. I'll say, give me 2 days. Hopefully I'll have it together. I really want to have it together today, but I'll definitely I'll update you guys about that. Is this exclusive for today only? For the $30 off? No, the $30 off is not just for today only. It's for any day. So yeah, you can go ahead and use that. And hopefully that's what you're referring to. But yeah, you should be able to use that any day. I got a 500. How do I get it off? So if you have a collection on your credit reports and you need to get it removed from your credit reports, then you have to send out a dispute letter. Now, sometimes you can call a credit bureau and some people are like, I want to call them and I want to just dispute it that way. I do not suggest that you guys dispute any accounts that way. I really suggest that you guys fill out a dispute letter. And I don't know how much, I don't know the account number or the account name for the company that you have that $513 dispute letter for, but you definitely, all you have to do is fill out the account name, fill out the account number on the sheet that I just showed you guys with the dispute. So let me go ahead and pull that up really quickly so that you guys can see how easy it is to go ahead and fill out disputes. Now, everybody's situation is different, you guys. If you have more than that account, then you can add more accounts onto the letters. And I tell you guys, you can do up to 20 accounts at one time, but you have to send out dispute letters to get accounts removed from your credit reports. So let me go ahead and share my screen so you can see how to go ahead and fill out that dispute letter. Now, let me see. Let me share my screen. Oh my gosh, I can never pull this up. I don't know what's going on every time I want to pull it up. Okay, let me see. Let me just share my second window. Okay, let me see. Okay, perfect. There we go. So let me go ahead and share my window. Okay, so here is a letter here, you guys. So I told you guys when you're sending out letters, you have to send out letters. So for this $513 account, depending on which credit bureau is on, you'll go ahead and write a letter for each credit bureau. I have my letters on my website, 750andupclub.com, or you can go ahead and just join my exclusive membership and we can help you. You have free credit repair if you're part of exclusive membership, and we can help you try to remove that collection from your credit reports. But on your letters, all you have to do is go ahead and put your first and last name, put your address, put your social security number, and go ahead and put your date of birth in. And then depending on which credit bureau is on, you'll go ahead and make a letter for each credit bureau. So this is just Experian right here. We will go ahead and copy this complete letter and go ahead and create another letter for each credit bureau. So you'll have a letter for TransUnion and a letter for Equifax. But again, it's depending on what credit bureau that this account is on. So let's assume that it's just on your Experian. When you see when you find the account on your credit report, you want to go ahead and put the name of your account here. So the name of this account that I already have on here is ERC. But depending on whatever the name of your account is, you know, if it's Portfolio Recovery, if it's AmeriCollect, you know, if it's Optimum Outcomes, whatever it is, you put the name of that company here and then put the account number for that account. Now, if you don't know the account number, that's fine. If you don't know the account number, sometimes I would just put the dollar amount. So I would just go ahead and change this amount right here to the $513. And then I will leave this information, here, not mine, no contract, not liable, unverifiable. Please delete and remove from my credit report. Now, if you guys know how to do specific disputes, which I teach you guys on the exclusive membership, then I kind of taught you guys already on YouTube some, but I'm going to, you know, if you guys want the inside, like really taking some time to learn, definitely check out my exclusive membership. But you can go ahead and just keep this here, or you can go ahead and change this information out, because now you know exactly what's wrong with that account to get it removed from the credit reports. But a lot of times too, even using this method right here, you will see accounts get removed from your credit reports. But all you have to do is just go ahead and send out the disputes to start that process of getting the accounts removed from your credit reports. And again, this account right here is just with Experian. What you can do is just go ahead and copy this information, and then you can make a new letter for each credit bureau. Let me go ahead and copy this information. But yeah, you can go ahead and make a new letter for each credit bureau, and then you can go ahead and change this. Let's turn this one to Equifax. I think that's the one. We was going Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, because that's how it's based when you guys look on the document where you guys will have the analyzer. Is Experian, Equifax, and then TransUnion. But again, if this account is not on Equifax, you wouldn't even make a letter at all for Equifax. You would just go ahead and make a letter for whichever bureau it's on. Remember that. Whichever bureau it's on, you go ahead and make a letter for that bureau. And then mail it into the credit bureaus. And again, I have all of this. If you guys were to get these letters, you guys will have you guys will have the address to the credit bureaus. Just mail it to the credit bureaus, and then they have 30 days to process it. And then a lot of times you'll be able to get a notification. Sometimes they'll email you. Sometimes they'll go ahead and send you a letter, and then they'll let you know if that account is going to be removed from your credit reports or not. Are you there? Yeah, but you know, depending on where you at, if you're trying to buy a house or do new construction or whatever you're trying to do in general when it comes down to real estate, I don't care where you at. I can still connect you with some realtors that I already partnered with. And, you know, I can definitely help you in terms of the new construction. But I always tell people, call me, let me find your realtor in your area, and then that realtor can go ahead and help you with the new construction. Now, some people say they're trying to do, like, some people want to get into the new construction, and some people don't even know that this may be a great time to go into new construction, depending on, you know, how much you're going to pay for the house. And the only reason why I say it's a good time for new construction is because the interest rates are really, really low. And two, some markets are still going up, and some markets people are overpaying for properties. You know, sometimes you're overpaying for certain properties. But if you call me and say, Rickita, I'm looking into buying a property in a certain state, then I'll let you know, hey, look how much this house was in your area, and now look how much it's worth. And sometimes you'll see that value of the house it was just out of control. Sometimes you'll see a house that was $200,000, and now that house, you know, just from last year is at 280 or something like that. And then if you see something like that in your market, then you want to make sure that you're really, you know, getting a great value on your house. But it doesn't matter where you guys are located at. If you're looking to buy a house, call or text us, and we can help you connect with a realtor in your area that can actually help you go ahead and find a house, buy a house, or even do new construction. Now, sometimes too, like I was just talking to one of my local, I met someone out here where I'm at now, a realtor, and she was helping me do some things, and I was just like, hey, how long does it take in this market? Every market is different. How long does it take for you guys to even set up something where we can get something built? And she said, hey, it could take up to 8 months. So you guys, if you think about doing new construction, definitely make sure that you guys are seeing the prices of the house right now, how much it's going to cost for you to go ahead and build, and then make sure you factor in that time. But definitely call or text me, and we can go over, hopefully finding you a nice realtor out there that can help you with that. Hey, Rickita, love the elephant. Thank you so much. And don't forget, it's just this elephant here, you guys. I got this for my birthday. So I got this elephant for my birthday, and I was just thinking, like, I need like a logo, and not so much of just a logo. I think about Apple. They just have an apple, like, and I love elephants. I love elephants. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love my little elephant. You guys are going to see them everywhere. You're going to see my elephants everywhere. During the disputes process, should we freeze before we send out letters? Yes, I told you guys that I definitely think that you guys should go ahead and freeze these third parties. And I even talked to you guys about actually sending out disputes to these companies. But I actually have a video on YouTube to show you how you actually will freeze these different companies. And if you guys are part of exclusive membership, you guys have a whole section on these third party bureaus. And I actually gave you guys, sometimes I give you guys like the website. You guys can just click it and you can go ahead and freeze it right online. Some of them you can mail it in, some of them you can fax it in, some of you have to mail them a letter. But I definitely suggest that you go ahead and you put a freeze on these accounts, especially like CoreLogic. Definitely, I suggest that you guys definitely put those freezes in. And when you put the freeze in, it's going to help you in regards to your disputes, because they're not going to give the information. Say if you're trying to dispute a collection on your account, or say if you're trying to dispute anything on your account, like a bankruptcy, if you get it removed if you got a bankruptcy, if you get it removed from your LexisNexis and you go ahead and place a freeze on these different accounts, you don't have to worry about them go ahead and share the information with the credit bureaus, because a lot of times they're getting the information from LexisNexis. And I actually want to try to see if I can find that. Maybe we could talk about that in a different class. Like when I was on my Equifax, they say, hey, you don't have any public records on your credit reports, but they do say, hey, if you was to see them, here's information to LexisNexis, because that's where we get our information. So they're out telling you we get our information from LexisNexis, which is the third party company. But just think about it. If you got my bankruptcy from the LexisNexis, where else are you getting these other accounts from, or where are you getting these accounts verified, which is sometimes the third party. So I definitely think that you guys should place a freeze on them. And when you guys place a freeze on them, it's going to help you out with your disputes. Okay, thanks. I'll be patient. Definitely be patient. Patience. I'm trying to just make sure I get everything organized and together, you guys. I'm just taking my time trying to get everything organized, but I definitely want to get you guys in the exclusive membership, especially before the game start, because I wouldn't want to start doing a game and you guys are not even in there all the way to even participate in the game. But that'd be a great way for other people to learn too, by just doing games with you guys. My grandfather. Oh wait, I missed it. Did you say something else? I must have missed it because of my grandfather. Are you? I don't know. Let me see. T will welcome me back, even though I could be. Oh, is it because I know maybe these messages are tied. Oh, so you must. I think somebody did ask too. If you messed up, can you go back with the company? I'm like, call them. If you ever mess up with a company and you want to go back with that company, a lot of times they will let you back as long as you pay whatever you owe, and then they'll let you back in. Sometimes they don't let you back in. Sometimes they're bitter about letting you back in, regardless, especially if you file bankruptcy on certain credit cards. That's why I always tell people, do not try to burn like the big banks. And when I say big banks, like say if you were to have like some accounts with like Navy Fed, I tell you guys, if you're not disciplined, don't go to Navy Fed. Capital One is easy to get into, but it's bad if you burn them, because they have so many different credit cards that could be a great asset to you depending on what you're planning on doing. Say if you were to have, Chase accounts, Wells Fargo, these different banks. If you really build a relationship with banks, or say if you had a credit union, if you have a credit union that's willing to give you credit cards, do not burn them, because if you burn them, they may not want to let you back in. But I am definitely happy that they welcomed you back with T-Mobile. But T-Mobile's one of, I wouldn't think that they would hold so much of a grudge. They would probably be like, hey, just give me my money back and I'll let you back in. How do I dispute one late payment due to Corona? If you have a late payment on your credit report, I told you guys that you can go ahead and send out a letter, and I have this letter in my 750nfclub.com on my website, so you can go ahead and check it out. But if you guys go ahead and send out a letter in, and say if you send out a letter out, if the company wants to go ahead and remove that late payment, it's up to them, right? It's up to them if they want to remove it or not. Sometimes certain companies will like, no. Right? So you'll try, they'll say no. That's just reality, but you have to try first. Now, if they don't want to remove that late payment from your credit reports, then you may have to go ahead and just send in a dispute. And when I say send in a dispute, instead of putting not mine, say if this was your account here, right? And this was the regular company. Instead of putting mine, just put that I was never late on this account. Please change this account to paid as agreed, never late. And when they update that account like that, then that late payment should be removed from your credit reports. But that's all you have to do is just send out a late payment. Send out a dispute letter about that late payment. And remember, you have to see which credit bureau is on. Sometimes late payments don't show up on all 3 credit bureaus. Every credit bureau is not accurate with their information. So go ahead and check it out, because you may only need to send it to Experian and TransUnion, or Experian and Equifax. So find out which credit bureau is on and send out a letter to all 3 credit bureaus, or wherever credit bureau is on, and wait the 30 days and see if they're going to go ahead and remove that late payment from your credit reports. All right, congratulations. I have an Experian charge off of the day open activity are the same. Collection charge off. Well, so the thing is too, I have an Experian collection / charge off, where the day open and last activity are the same, with the last report date of this. Should I use the same dispute with the same information? I think I'm kind of confused. And maybe somebody else would be kind of confused too. So when you say that you have this account on your Experian credit report, collection / charge off, it's a collection. Is it a collection or is it a charge off? Because depending on what it is, right, will depend. Well, let me pull up a credit report so I can explain it to you. Because depending on what type of account it is, it will say what type of dispute we should actually do for that account. Because when you guys are a part of the exclusive membership, I teach you guys how to go ahead and write a full letter out. And when I say write a full letter out, I can't even find my pop-ups anymore for the credit reports. Let me see. When I say write a full letter out, depending on what type of account it is, you have to list what's wrong with that account. So let me see. I'm pretty sure I can find some credit reports. Okay, here is perfect. Okay, perfect. So here's a credit report here. So let me show you kind of what I mean. And let me know too if it's is it a collection or is it a charge off? So let me share my screen. Okay, so here it is right here. And then too, where the date open and the last date activity are the same. So let me take this comment off. If you have an account, so let's find a collection account. Well, actually, let's find a charge off first. So right here, look at this account right here. Well, this account is that account is totally messed up. It's totally messed up. Okay, since we have a collection here, let's find a collection. So I'm guessing that this is what you're saying. You said that you have a collection account, and let me see, the date open and the last date activity are the same. So you're saying that the date open, which is this date right here, and the last date activity, they're the same. If you see that the date open and last date activity, they're the same, sometimes you'll usually see that in the collection account. what I would do is I would go ahead and dispute the date open and dispute the last date of activity, and I will go ahead and dispute the last date of payment. And if it's a charge off, then you can go ahead and dispute the date open, the last date activity, dispute the last date of payment, and dispute the payment history. Because with a charge off, they have payment history. So I would just go ahead and include that there, because a lot of times your payment history is inaccurate. So definitely go ahead and dispute that. But hopefully that's kind of what you mean. But I want you guys, when you talk to me, make sure you separate like a collection and a charge off. So don't forget, a charge off was an account where it may say collection / charge off, like right here. With Credit One Bank, it says a collection / charge off, but in reality, it's a charge off. Like it's charged off completely. So you want to look at this account like a charge off. You don't want to look at it as a collection company, because with the charge off, you have way more things a lot of times that you can look at that can actually be inaccurate. But I will go ahead and put all of this information on a dispute letter. So let me give you an example. If you're going to do a dispute for this account right here, you can dispute the account type. And you said your date open and your last date activity is the same. So you can dispute those two. You can dispute the high credit. You can dispute the credit limit on this account. And you can also dispute this payment history because it's inaccurate and incomplete down here. So, just check and see what kind of account it is. And if you see that the date open and last date activity, they're the same for any account, then definitely dispute those two things. And you can put that on the same letter. So when I teach you guys, if you guys are a part of my exclusive membership and we write out a full letter, we're going to write out all the details about the account type, the date open, the high credit, the credit limit, the payment. Well, I will leave the payment status along with this, for this account. I would dispute the last date activity and the date of last payment, and also I would dispute the payment history. I would put all of that on one letter. I would go ahead and space it out. Go ahead and just type everything out, but I wouldn't just do the not mine's unverifiable. I wouldn't keep that there. Those are for the people that they just want to get the accounts removed, and it's not so much of a hurry, but they just want to get some stuff started right now. If you don't want to get deep into it, then that's when you want to just go ahead and send something out right now. But definitely put everything, like for this account, I would type all this up. And if it was a full paragraph, then it's a full paragraph about this account. That's fine. That's fine. And then send it out certified. If you are typing up disputes like this, make sure you send it out certified, because at that point you got a paper trail. And now you told them everything that's wrong with the account. They should have removed it from your credit reports. So make sure you send something out like that, that's certified. Okay, so let's see. So there is LexisNexis. Yes, they're still there. They're not going anywhere. They're definitely not going anywhere as far as I'm concerned, but they're definitely there. And they, I always tell people with the CoreLogic, they have the different kind too, that they have the one that just, they give out your reports to auto dealerships. That's the CoreLogic, the Credo. They have the ones where they have three different. They have the telechecks that talk about your check writing history, and then you have the rent track, I believe it's called, and a rent track. That's when they talk about your renting and evictions. That's where people can find evictions if you have an eviction. And then you have the Credo with the CoreLogic, and that's the one where they have the credit reports, where they actually giving these actual reports to auto loan dealership, auto loan companies. And then also, if you're trying to get a mortgage, they can get your CoreLogic report. So I always tell people to freeze these reports and also send out disputes for these accounts too, because like I told you guys, if you guys have an eviction on your credit report, then you definitely want to freeze, the rent track, and then you also want to go in there and dispute those accounts, so that, say if a company, you try to get a loan from a company and they tell you, hey, we need you to go ahead and remove the freeze from your account, what are you going to do? Because that account is still on there. I really want you guys to go in and start disputing these bureaus too. So you can dispute, you can dispute LexisNexis, you can dispute SafeStream, you can dispute CoreLogic, you can dispute these different accounts, and then these accounts should be removed from your report so that you don't have to worry about so much of freezing them, because the information is just not there. So definitely, they're still there, and they're still trying to do what they need to do in regards to keeping the information. Yeah. So they've been having all their call systems, and even to a lot of times they send their disputes to other countries sometimes for them to get processed. Or think about it like this too. They have their e-Oscar system where all they're doing is scanning in your disputes. So when you send out the dispute letter, all they're doing is scanning it into their system, and then to their coming up with 2 to 3 digit codes, sending it over to the company. And they're not really looking at your disputes at all. So their dispute department, if you were to call them for their dispute department, a lot of times they're going to go ahead and send out a dispute, or they're going to call it sending out dispute, because all they're doing is in their computer system, they're processing the dispute for you, but they're sending it out in regards to, hey, I'm not able to do anything. I cannot remove this account for you, Rickita. I cannot do anything but process the dispute and then let another part of our company go ahead and take care of that. And that's really crazy if you ask me. If I call and say I want to dispute something, what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and process it, and I have to wait the same 30 days. So that's why I used to tell people just send out a letter. But it is very hard to communicate with the credit bureaus. That's like a big problem, communicating with them. And then too, when you even have like fraud on your credit reports, depending on what you're saying is fraud, a lot of times they won't even remove it right away. But if you guys get a copy, if you guys have fraud on your credit reports, all you guys have to do is go ahead and file a police report and send that in to the credit bureaus, let them know, hey, these accounts are fraud, and then they should remove those accounts within 5 days. So, I would even, if you guys have fraud, I wouldn't even try to call them. Like, seriously, I wouldn't even try to call them. I'll get that police report, send that thing in, and I'll send it to the companies too. So say if you was to have, somebody was to get like a Capital One bill, Credit One bill, they Navy Fed, it's fraud account in your name, then I would send out the police report and the letter to the companies and to the credit bureaus. But again, they all communicate, and you got to think about, everything is digital right now, and I can't blame them for saying that some robots, because you got to think about it too. A lot of stuff is automated. Like, they just have a lot of automation within their system, which is why they're scanning the letters and then they send it over. But then that's the reason why we can sue them too, because they're not processing disputes correctly. So if you're having a problem with them, then I suggest you just go ahead and send that letter out. And then if you guys have problems with them continuing to not remove an account from your credit reports, go ahead and send out complaints. That's all you guys have to do. Just send out the complaints. Oh, that's okay. Should we remove charge off? See, a charge off cannot be in good standing. When an account is charged off on your credit report, so say right here, look right here, you guys. If an account is charged off, the only way it can go back into good standing, it may look like it's good standing, is if it changes to paid right here where it says derogatory, they change it to paid. But an account really cannot go back. When an account is charged off, it's charged off. A lot of times, if you were to get another account, say if you saying it's in good standing, sometimes people get another account with the company. So maybe you paid this account and then Credit One Bank lets you back in. They're most likely going to give you a whole new account, and then this account may still sit on your credit reports, but you still need to remove anything that says charge off on your credit reports. It's like an automatic negative, you guys. So if account says that it's charge off, you need to get it removed from your credit reports. I wouldn't even think so much of, oh my gosh, it's better now, No, if it's charged off, you need to go ahead and send out a dispute letter to get it removed from your credit reports, because charge off accounts can really bring down your credit score. Like this one, this is a collection. It says collection and charge off. If it even says paid, it's still negative because you once had it before. So if a company is looking to try to give you more credit, if they see charge off or collection, they don't care a lot of times that you paid it, depending on, how recent that account was, because they still don't want to give you any type of loan. So even if you say it's back in good standing, maybe you paid it off, it still says charge off. Or if it says charge off on your credit reports, I still want you guys to remove it from your credit reports, because when you see collection and charge off, that's negative. That's bad, you guys. You don't want that on your credit reports. And my little ones say, my little ones recently started doing this. I guess my 6-year-old taught them. Good, okay, this is good, this is okay, and this is bad. So if you see charge off on your credit reports, that's automatically bad. If you see a late payment, it's like, oh, do I want to delete it or do I want to keep it? Late payment, that's when you'll think about, should you remove it or not? You can think of at that time. But if it's charged off, you really need to remove it from your credit reports. Make it down payment. Yes, you can. You should be able to do that. You should be able to see that on my store. So go to 750andupclub.com or look down in the description because I have the links there. You should be able to sign up and you should be able to just do the $99 down if you want. If you want to like make payments on membership. I'm having my student here because I have from August. You can. Well, when it comes down to inquiries, you guys you can use dispute letters for inquiries, but I didn't see that a lot of people got like a lot of success from using dispute letters. So I teach everybody to go a whole different route in regards to getting accounts off inquiries off your credit reports. And you guys can definitely check that out on 750andupclub.com. And let me see you guys because I have my results where I actually got my inquiries removed from my credit reports, but mine was actually removed from my credit reports. Actually, I don't have them on this computer. I'm gonna have to find them. But you guys will see them on my inquiry removal videos that I have on YouTube. But it only took me 4 hours to get them removed. I would not go and send out letters, back and forth for inquiries when you can possibly get your inquiries removed in literally 4 hours or less. Some people even said it took them an hour. So definitely check out my 750andupclub.com, but I wouldn't suggest you send out letters for your inquiries. I suggest that you guys send out letters for the negative accounts in your credit reports, but not so much your inquiries. How often do you meet with your exclusive members? So most of our exclusive members, they usually get credit repair. So at any time they can always call in about their credit. So if you asking about like how often can you check in and see, hey, can you look at my credit or anything like that, you guys can always call us at any time. Our phone number is 833 Rickita. And I believe it's right here. Yep, our phone number is here. So 833 Rickita. Now, when you talking about like the live videos, we may meet, once, twice a week for our live videos where you guys can come on and ask any questions that you guys have. And maybe too today, I'm going to send out a text for those people that want to come on today. I can have people come on today and actually we can do the video section of it. But when we have our live session right here, the second part of our live will be people coming on asking questions. So technically every day, if you think about it, because you guys can be able to come on here and ask questions. So today, since I don't have all of my credit clients in my exclusive membership. Anybody that's already a part of my texting club, you can text score to 21,000, and then I will do I'll figure about 15 minutes per person, and I will go ahead and let you guys come on and answer any questions. But I guess figure every day, depending on what questions you guys have, you guys can definitely come on. Oh, it's a nationwide account on Experian report. Yeah, so nationwide recovery is the one that we just seen on somebody else's credit report. If it's a collection account, then yeah, I will send out the dispute, letting them know that they re-aging the account, because don't forget, when you see that with a collection company, if you see that the date open and the last date activity is the same date automatically, you automatically know that they're re-aging that account, because your last date activity should always be before you actually before the date open on that account. So if you have an account that's paid but closed and all your payments were made on time, leave that account alone. Do not try to remove that from your credit reports. That's your history. That's your age. That shows that you've been, having credit for a while. So a lot of times I would tell people, hey, that's a super old account, you know. And don't work to get that removed from your credit reports, because it's actually helping build your credit up. So some people, they try to go ahead and just remove all of the accounts from their credit reports saying, hey, that's old, I don't need it. Yes, you do. Like, leave that account alone. You want to let that account stay on your credit reports. If you guys go in and dispute old accounts that's closed and paid, you're going to see your credit score drop. You're going to really see your credit score drop. So I always tell people, leave these accounts alone. Let them sell your credit. They're not hurting you. They're really helping you, because they're giving you age. They're definitely giving you age. So let me see, you guys. We have about 7 more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and text. I'm going to send out that text to the, actually, you know what? Instead of sending out the text to the Texan Club, I'll drop the link here. And anybody that want to come on live on our for our second half of this session, you guys can definitely come on live. But just go ahead and click that link, and then I will see you guys pop up. And then first come, first serve. You can ask me any questions that you guys have. Could having a lot of AU trade lines with high limits and a lot of age help get approved for more stuff. So if you get a lot of authorized users trade lines on your credit reports, it really, well, it could help build your credit up, or it can make it, you can boost your credit score in a way. But a lot of times too, if you got a lot of authorized users, depending on where you got them from, a lot of times people go ahead and just load their credit with those accounts. They're going to get a lot of those trade lines added to your credit reports, not knowing in 60 to 90 days they're going to be removed from the credit reports. Now, if you went to a family member, you went to a spouse, you went to someone that will leave you on that account, then it can help you actually improve your credit score. But I always tell people, you want to have your set foundation too. You want to have your own credit cards that's building up. So say if for some reason they stop using that account get closed, it's out of your hands. It's nothing that you can go ahead and do. So I always tell people to build up your own accounts, right? And when you have negative items in your credit reports, don't forget your credit score can go up even more when you go ahead and remove them from your credit report. So you don't necessarily, a lot of times people just go ahead and add the authorized users account on their credit reports, or add some trade lines on their credit reports, not thinking about those little negatives, because those little negatives, they can boost your credit score 30 to 50 points. I've seen people get a collection removed from their credit report, their credit score go up 40 points. And they just thought, oh, it was nothing, I only got one, but that was 40 points, that your credit score went up because you finally got that one account removed from your credit reports. Okay, you ready for the information? That's good. How are you doing? And you're definitely welcome. Can you build business credit if you have a vehicle and put it on your business name? I don't. Some people just think people think of business credit and personal credit the same. And you guys, when you think about putting things on your business credit, a lot of people think it's just going to be easy for you to get that vehicle and put on your business name. If you guys don't have everything structured in terms of your business set up correctly, nothing that you think that you're getting is going to actually build up your business credit correctly. So if you're thinking about building your business credit, I wouldn't suggest that you think about putting a vehicle. I wouldn't suggest that you go ahead and put that vehicle in your business name. Go ahead and work on getting you some accounts, like regular accounts, not necessarily like a vehicle. But you want to ask too, when you go to like the dealerships, you want to ask what they're going to do in regards to reporting that account, and see if they even want to report that account, because every account is different. You're welcome. What's the best way to get business credit cards? I think the best way to really get business credit cards is, it really depends. If your personal credit is good, then I would suggest, if you guys are disciplined, then I suggest you guys, depending on how much time you have too, because sometimes people want to buy things soon. Depending on how much time you have, just go ahead and just personally guarantee some of these credit cards, because you can get a higher limit on some of your credit cards. And if you guys have time, then the best way to get credit cards is just to build up your credit naturally, with the net 30 accounts. If you guys start building up your credit that way, then you can go ahead and get credit cards without personally guaranteeing these accounts. But honestly, if you want the best way to like really just go ahead and get you some accounts, is just build up your personal and then personally guarantee some of the business credit cards. But I do not suggest you guys personally guarantee everything. And when I say personally guarantee, that means if you was to get a business credit card, and you was to mess up on that credit card, you're personally liable for it. You're telling the bank, hey, I understand I have a business and the entity is separate from me, but for some reason, if my business cannot make this payment, then I'm going to go ahead and make that payment. You can come after me personally. I will personally guarantee that you're going to get the money. So if you guys know that you're going to take this money and the deal is kind of rocky that you plan on doing, or whatever the business that you're getting into is kind of rocky, then the best way to get business credit is to not mess up your business name in the first place too, and actually make sure that you guys are getting accounts that you can pay off seriously. Oh, look, we got somebody. But make sure you guys get accounts that you can actually pay off. But just go ahead and personally guarantee it. Personally guarantee it. How much time does it take to reach it? 800 credit score. So a lot of people ask this question. When you guys think about building your credit, everybody's credit is different. We have different accounts on our credit reports. Different accounts come on different times. Sometimes, some people have negative accounts. Some people don't have negative accounts at all. So really to say how long it's going to take for you to get to 800 credit score, I really don't know. I really don't know, because sometimes you'll have the people where they'll just get a few accounts and they start, getting these accounts reporting to the credit bureaus, but it's not enough for them to get to that 800 credit score until probably 2 years, because now they need to have a lot of history on these accounts, or sometimes even longer, depending on what type of account you have on your credit reports. And don't forget, we have different credit scores. There's so many different credit scores. So some people ask, oh, how long is it going to take for me to get to an 800? That's a big number for you guys to try to jump to. And a lot of people think that a lot of people have an 800 credit score, and they don't. They really don't, you guys. So if you guys say, hey, I'm trying to realistically get to a 620, 640, maybe even a 750, then I would say, okay, make sure you guys have your 4 basic accounts. Make sure you guys have your 2 installment accounts. Make sure you guys keep paying on these bills, keep paying all these accounts on time, keep your utilization low, and then you can see yourself get there possibly in a year. But it depends on where you already at. If you got a 400 credit score, asking how long it's gonna take you to get to 800. I don't know. Everybody's situation is different. It depends on where you're starting. How can we apply for your service? So if you guys are looking to don't forget, if you guys are a part of my exclusive membership, you guys automatically get the free credit repair. So you guys can go to 750andupclub.com and you guys can sign up to be a part of my exclusive membership. You guys will get the free credit repair, and you guys will get access to all of my letters. And if you guys want help with anything else, all you gotta do is just call or text us. A lot of times you don't have to pay for anything. Just call us. We can help you. We can look at your credit reports. If you guys get Identity IQ, we can look at your credit reports, tell you which credit cards we suggest that you guys get. And we can go through all this information, but just call or text us. And if you guys want credit repair, join our exclusive membership, because you guys will get free credit repair there. But let's see, you guys, we have our first guest. Don't forget, you guys, go ahead and I see you waving. 1 second. Go ahead, and we got room for 3 more people, because we have this one person I want to come on today. But if you guys want 15 minutes to ask me any questions or go through anything, and I can show you different things on my screen, then definitely let me know. But let's keep it down to personal. She left. What happened? Let's keep it down to just the personal credit to you guys. Like, keep it down to just the personal credit. And I work with everybody all around the United States, you guys. All around the United States. I could be able to help you guys. Oh, there she goes. She's back in. So let's go ahead and add her on. Hello. Look at you.
You showing all my stuff? I'm not dressed. I have a question. I have a credit. I pulled my credit report. I have Identity Q, and I've been on it ever since I started with you. So I have on my credit report for Equifax, it just says original creditor, but there's nothing there. It is a collection account, derogatory. The date opened and the last date of activity don't match. So I know about that. But this is one that you disputed previously, and it never rolled off, because Equifax was one of the hard ones to come off. And now it's just still on there and it's not coming off. So would I use that dispute letter that you just showed and dispute it?
I wouldn't even, like you said too, if we already tried to dispute the account, they don't want to remove it. It says original creditor, so you can't even find out, who the company is. I would send a letter to Equifax and ask, or even I would call them too and say, hey, here's the account number. What's the name of this company other than original creditor? So call Equifax and ask them that. And then I will send out a complaint to them too. I will send out a complaint with the CFPB for that account.
Okay.
Yeah, send out a complaint in regards to that account, because if you don't even know who the original creditor is, how are you going to go ahead and even think about taking care of that account or paying it? And remember, that's the reason why accounts are on our credit reports in the first place. So if you have an account on your credit report and it just says original creditor, which you will see a lot, especially for collection companies, then go ahead and call them and see if they have the name of the original. the collection company, if they don't have the name, then you need to let them know right then and there, hey, y'all need to remove this from my credit reports. And if they say, oh, we're going to go ahead and send out a dispute, give us 30 days, let them do what they're going to do. But then you go back and then you go ahead and send out the complaints, to the Better Business Bureau, the CFPB, letting them know, hey, you have this account that's totally inaccurate and it's dropped our credit score. And if they don't even have the correct information on that account for you.
So the credit company or the credit bureau would not add that, like say they say, oh, we forgot to add that name to it. They won't go in and add a name to it and say, hey, yeah, it's there.
Well, they could. So sometimes if you was to dispute that account saying the name is inaccurate, that can just be one of, hey, the name of this account is inaccurate, right? And then they can go ahead and contact that company, and then the company may go ahead and just update that account with the correct name. But that's what they're supposed to do. When you send out a dispute, you're telling them, hey, correct this or delete it. A lot of times they don't correct it, which is why we get accounts deleted in the first place. Okay. But if they don't want to correct it, and they don't want to delete it, then that's when you got to find an alternate way in regards to sending out those complaints to make them do it. Make them go ahead and do something about it. Is that the only account you have?
I have like 4 pages for the same, maybe 4 pages for Equifax with that original creditor, and it's all from like 2015, and they
it's
say
the same account?
No, it's all different accounts, but it says medical consumer disputes after resolution, subject has not satisfied debt.
Yeah, so, call Equifax. Call them, say, hey, here's the account number. What's the name of the company so I can contact them? They may have it on their end. Who knows? Mm-hmm. It's just on your credit report.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm still waiting for my credit analysis so I can see what else I need to do.
Okay, so let me see. Let me make sure we're getting that over. And we didn't send you your credit analysis at all?
In the beginning, that was.
Oh, you want an updated one?
That was 2019. I have that still too.
Okay, let me see. I'll have Israel go ahead and send over a credit analysis. And the analysis too. So we have the analyzer, we have the analysis. The analysis just break down, hey, these are your negative accounts. They don't really tell you the details. If you want all those red marks, that's the analyzer. Just in case you call like, hey, let me get the analysis, and then you think you got the analyzer.
Okay, so I got them mixed up then.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do have with the red marks. I have the old one.
Okay, he should be sending that over to you now. But everything else is good in regards to your basic accounts and your foundation?
Well, yeah, I got ahead of myself. I have 9. Well, I have the instead of 4 revolving credit cards, I have 5, and then I have the 2 installment account. No, well, just 1. So I have self-lender. I think that's it. I do have Kickoff.
That original Kickoff?
I got the original Kickoff. I didn't sign up for the other one because I was scared that they said something. I don't remember what they said. Oh no, it wasn't them.
You already have enough now anyway.
Yeah, it was the self credit card. The self credit card asked for. They said something about some kind of payment that I would have to pay. And I was like, I didn't need that credit card. Yeah,
maybe the $25 annual fee.
Yeah, so I just didn't get that because I'm halfway through that, and I have already the 4 or the 5 credit cards, and the self-lender as an installment account. So everything is going with that. I didn't sign up for Digit when I should have. So I'm going to sign up for that, and then that'll be it.
And don't forget,
So,
digit is just savings. That's not gonna be on your credit reports at all.
oh, okay.
That's just totally saving. Hey, take some of this money. I'm trying to buy a house. I'm trying to get a new couch or whatever you're trying to save
Right.
for. Yeah, so
Well,
that won't be on credit
I
report.
want a house. I want a house because my mom is moving back to Milwaukee. So, you know, it's like, okay, I got to get a bigger house. So
That's exciting.
it is. It is. I'll be hitting you up for a listing if you still can do that in Wisconsin or Milwaukee area, somewhere around here. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for
And
to do.
I suggest too. I know you want to get a house, but make sure you do not overpay for your house. Like seriously,
Hmm.
look at the history. Like wow, you guys. Like sometimes you can see that. Oh, you bought this house for $100,000 cheaper a few months ago, and now you just fixed it, and because then you can think too. If you found this house, I could possibly find me one and do a 203K loan where they'll give you the money to rehab it, and you can keep that equity for yourself, whatever they're going to be making on it.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Well, I'm
overpay.
looking for a list. I was on Realtor and I think Zillow looking over the holiday, but
Mm-hmm.
one that I found that was over on 53rd and North, they wanted 300. I was like, really? I don't think so. Rickita said I can get a house built for 100 and some 200 some $1,000, and y'all crazy.
Yeah,
So
it is. And some people are paying for it. You got to think about it. You know, some people are paying for it because they're thinking about the cash flow, but don't get caught up in that. You want to make sure that you buy it as low as you can because that's where all of your wealth will be.
right. So I signed up for the real estate, Milwaukee County real estate, where they send out the listing every week or every month for those houses that, you can buy for little or nothing and you get the loan and all of that.
Wait, stop,
Oh, uh-oh.
stop. You know that loan, and think about it like this too. Think about it like this. I wanted to do the loan when I bought, I told you guys about that house. My condo was like what, 87, 8900. I don't stay there anymore, so I can kind of tell you guys about it. I stayed on Mill Road, the high numbers of Mill Road, the condos up there. So it was like nice for me, and I was just like, okay, that's good. I was thinking about going ahead and doing the loan where what was it, like 20,000, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the loan you're referring to?
Yeah.
But I didn't like that everything that I wanted to get done to the house, I had to go through a contractor. So that means when it came down to simple things or things that possibly my family can do where I can get it for $1,000 cheaper, or $2,000 cheaper, I had to pay a contractor to do it. And this is the bad thing about that. Yeah, say if like, oh no, Rickita, contractor can do everything. They match what you put in. So if you paying $2,000 to get something done that you technically could have paid out of your pocket, $700. You're putting your extra $1,000 with 8,000 just to make the 2,000. When you could have just took 700 of your 1,000 and just got it done.
Got it. Yeah.
So when you find a house, check and see what's really wrong with it because you may be better off just going to get a loan on it. And I understand they say, hey, we're going to go ahead after 5 years. You don't have to worry about the loan,
Right.
At the same time, if I overpaid,
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
a lot of
So
money.
think about it like that when you look at it.
Okay.
Definitely think about it like that. You're welcome. Because I didn't know about that. I was like, wait, I need to have 20,000 too. I thought you were just gonna give me the 20,000.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a match loan.
It is, and a lot of times you have to get a contractor, and don't forget when you come down to contractors, even simple things sometimes they're gonna overcharge you sometimes.
Right.
And you can get bids from different contractors, but it's just different. But now I think the whole thing with buying properties through the city is just totally different now in general too.
Yeah.
But I was really going to buy them because now they have,
It
they
is.
have to estimate how much everything's gonna cost, but they just have a different way of doing it.
Okay. I thank you very much.
Are you welcome? Let me know what's going on. I'll definitely see you here, so I don't have to worry about that.
Oh yeah, now you know who I am, so I just
I see you now. This is good. I should put my headscarf on. Y'all make me feel comfortable.
Girl, I had to rewrap it before you clicked over. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, really? Is that what you did? I'm like, where did you go?
No, it kicked me out because I was trying to type something, and then I had to come back in. But yeah, I had to rewrap this headscarf on my head because it wasn't going right. See, it ain't even right over here on this side. Oh well.
Well, I need to put my video out. I made a video showing people like how I wrap my hair. Some people don't think that I can literally, even though my hair is like in the middle of my back, I can wrap my hair in less than and throw my thing on less than a minute. So you're a pro.
Less than a minute. Yeah. And I was like, okay, where's Rickita? Oh, there she go. Okay. So
you lost me that fast? Well, keep us updated. We'll definitely, I guess you'll come back on and tell us how everything is going, right?
Oh yeah, because I have my letters together. I'm going to do the one for I'm gonna call Equifax and let them know I'm gonna do the one for Experian, and I do have the one with I have to send them the one with my name to change my name, address, date of birth.
Wait, your date of birth is wrong too?
Yeah. And Experian doesn't even have a date. They just have a year. And she was born in 1999. I'm like, but no, I wasn't. So, yeah, they just have a year, birth dates, current address. And on my mom, they have her at 13 different jobs and 2 different houses and 12 different former names or also known as. And I'm like, Mom, what was you doing? And she was like, I didn't do nothing. You know, my mother is 74, 75. So she's like, I don't know nothing about that.
And you're cleaning hers up too, right?
I want to. I did the identity IQ for her as well. And you know, by her being older, she has this mind frame of I'll pay them when I get it. Or I'll pay them when I can. So I had to encourage her, you know, just call them, Mama. First of all, we lost our grandmother. Well, she lost her mom. So she had to take care of business for that. And then that meant we got behind 3-4 months. Also take care of her mother's business. So then she fell behind in paying like the car payment, the house note, this, that, and the other. And everybody's like, look, you got to pay us. I said, if you call them and let them know that, and we're into coronavirus now, that's a whole nother different story. They'll do something to assist you. So she finally took my advice. I've been telling her this since November. She finally took my advice, called the companies, and they're like, okay, for her car payment, you know, they gave her that extension. And then for the house, they didn't know that how old she was, because by her being in the South, if you're a certain age, you don't have to pay taxes on your house. And so she was like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. So, you know, but because she didn't do it or contact them before January, she now has to pay that. And I'm like, if you would have contacted them even in December or January, you wouldn't have to pay this amount of money. So, you know,
They work with her though?
Yeah, they're working with her. So, as far as that goes, the other bills, she's like, look, they just going to get paid when I was like, no, you have to call them and say, hey, I'm going to be late. What's my, maybe they can change the date that you pay or something like that. So, yeah.
We're going to get in that too. Because a lot of people don't know that you can change your date, make all of your bills on one day, call a credit card company and change the date so that if you can't pay it on the 1st anymore, they can change it to the 8th or the 15th or whatever's easy for people.
Right. Yeah, I got her one of her bills. So I took on 2 of her bills. And I didn't know what the dates were. So I was just paying. And she was like, well, I got her DirecTV. The TV went out and they told me that they couldn't do anything. So I contacted DirecTV, found out when the bill date was. And I was like, if I would have known that, I could have paid that at the same time I paid the other bill. So now I'm paying them both and got the date changed. And I was like, that's all we had to do. You know, it's simple. And I keep telling her, because I always reference the Bible with her. closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't open your mouth and say something, how are they gonna know?
Right.
So she was like, whatever. But now she's doing this. So I'm like, well, thank you. I appreciate that because you're helping me to help you so that we can do what we need to do, to get debt free.
I think a lot of people need to understand that too. During the times like this, like look at somebody put on thing. Can I get a coupon code? I'm broke. You guys can always use a coupon like credit 15. You guys can get the 15% off of anything that's on the web, anything that's on my website. And even too, you guys can use the credit 101 too, and you guys can be able to get money off. But ask, because it may be one like call. Sometimes I'll call the company to ask, do y'all have any promotions right now? Or hey, I'm trying to do these different things. If you guys help with it, or like for my phone. Just like you said, to my phone, I had to pay my phone bill, but I was switching companies, and I called them and said, "Hey, technically, I'm trying to switch out with another company, but is it a way I can push my phone bill off because I wasn't able to switch?" And they was able to push my phone bill off, I think, like 3 or 4 days. But just calling them, you guys would know what's going on. Because sometimes I see a lot of people come here, and I have to go and take this information a lot of times because I just don't know, and then I have to research it when you could have just called that company directly because they know your job. And I got to go acting like somebody. Hey, so what if I'm late? What's this? What are y'all gonna do? You guys could just pick up the phone and just call them, especially right now during the Corona time. Everything is changing. Try to get it switched around now.
They're trying to give a lot of people a lot of breaks during Corona, so that's a good thing.
Don't take too many breaks and push too many of your bills off though, because I see some people, they haven't paid rent or a mortgage in a long time.
But you still gotta pay it.
That's the key part of it. People got to think about, after this Corona thing is gone and after all of the money switched around, I call it getting the money switched around, getting inside cryptocurrency. Y'all want to pay that, or people's going to go into foreclosure. It's going to be like 2007, 2008, 2009. You guys are not going to like that. But I'm glad you told us about that. Like you pushing your mom to do that. Because sometimes it's hard. Some people don't want to do it. They don't want to push that person. They think, well, forget it. They said I'm not going to do anything. So that's good you're pushing her.
Oh, yeah, I am. Now, about this cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, are you going to do a video for those?
I don't know. I wanted to do a video on the cryptocurrency, but I just don't know where everybody is at. Where are you at with cryptocurrency? Where's your knowledge at?
Looked at it and was like, I'm not going to get into none of that. That's too new. So I guess I'm taking on my mother's attitude with that because I don't know anything about it. So it's like I need to, I guess, research it, crypto or crypt coins, whatever, Bitcoins and cryptocurrency to find out more information.
Yeah. And the cryptocurrencies, they go up and down so much. I want to talk about that, but I just really want to make sure we get the credit down so that I can always reference. Because I really want to go into cryptocurrency. I really do. Like, let me show you guys, like, part of my portfolio or kind of what I got going on now. So right now I got a total of $5,400 into Coinbase. I told you guys about Coinbase before. And I think when I first started with Coinbase, I just put it, I think I started with like $200 or something, $400. I don't know. But you can see like the chart, and yeah, I didn't get my screen fixed yet. But you can see my chart as it's going up. And you can see it with cryptocurrency, it can go up and it can drop right back down fast. So you guys really need to take that time to educate yourself. And look too, you guys, it went up to a point, but then it's dropping it down, but now it's going back up. So this is just in a month time. So it was at 405 at first. And then too, I did put more money into it, invest more money, but it went all the way up to $5,800 in a month, in a month's time.
That's good.
I have to just learn, and I'm going to talk more about it, but I want to educate you guys about the cryptocurrency, because with cryptocurrency, you got to learn what it's used for and all of that. everybody into like the Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, you know, they got Bitcoin, but it's been around for a while. We're kind of late coming to the party, but we're still early because if you guys can see all of the major companies right now, how we went into the debit cards and the credit and all of that, they're getting into the cryptocurrency. They're buying billions into the cryptocurrency. So that's the new thing. But I want to educate you guys about like the basics of cryptocurrency. Like,
Right.
okay, you guys, this is the graph. This is what it's used for. You know, here's the blockchain. This is what it is, because it's a lot that goes into it.
Okay.
I don't know. I figure, you know, give me a month. Maybe I'll teach you guys about a few of the things that I'm doing right now, and maybe some of the trades that I'm doing. But just remember, right now, cryptocurrency is so unstable. It's unstabilized, so it's not going to kind of go like this or go up and down. It go shoot all the way up. Like one of my cryptocurrencies went up 100% in 2 days.
Mm.
I mean, it
Wow.
doubled. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but then again, in 2 more days, it can drop back down. So you guys have to understand all of that. It's like a stock in a way. So I don't want
Yeah, so
to.
that's what I was gonna say. Is it like a stock type thing?
Yeah, it's very similar to that, but you have to figure out like what it's for. That's how I invest. I'm like, oh wow, this cryptocurrency is like the new Visa.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to take over Visa. Visa take forever to send a transaction, you know, or process a transaction. This can process it in 3 seconds, and we don't need a middleman. Yeah. So like I was gonna tell somebody like I can send money in another country in 3 seconds now. I don't need the Western Union. You can do that with cryptocurrency. So yeah, right.
Wow.
I was gonna test that out with somebody. I have a lot of people like from Canada. All you do is download an app, and I can literally it's like Cash App in a way. I can literally send, but don't get Cash App. It's not in every country. This cryptocurrency is a majority countries unless they blocked it. But I'll definitely get into it. It's a lot that go into it, but I want you guys to know like what it's used for.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if you
Yeah.
when you like Apple. Oh, I know what Apple's about. I know they're gonna grow. Same thing with cryptocurrency. You know it's gonna grow. You know what it's used for. You know what its future is.
Okay.
So I'll let you
Cool. Well, I hope the new people that come on that you might be able to separate them from the advanced class. So those of us who are a little bit more advanced can go into the crypto.
Oh, you want to go into crypto right now, huh?
I don't know. I'm interested to know about it, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, to find out what the hoopla is, and if that's something that we're going to go into in the next 5-10 years or whatever. Then I should be a part of it now so that I can educate my mom and my sister and everybody, because we're the same head. We're like, yeah, no, we're not gonna do it. So
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll talk about it more. This, you know, even though I'm like, oh, my money went up to this amount, and you know, this is just in one account. I probably think I got like 8,000, probably not $8,000 to $10,000 total in cryptocurrency. But
mhm.
still, I don't feel comfortable. Even though my money is growing, I just don't feel comfortable enough to tell you guys about it. Credit is like, do this, do that. I can feel comfortable about it. I would just hate to tell you guys like a play that I'm doing, and it was to go down.
Yeah, I understand. I
But I
do
guess I
understand
can
that.
put it out there. But when you guys, and then it's a lot of scammers come, you guys are going to see it all through the comments if you make any video about cryptocurrency. But maybe I'll make a video today about I made one already about Coinbase. It'll educate you and it'll give you free cryptocurrency. Did you see that one?
Mm-mm. I
Check
have
it
to go back.
out. If you sign up for them, they'll give you free cryptocurrency. They pay you to find out about these cryptos because they want it to educate people. So they'll give you free cryptocurrency. Some of them give you $50 worth.
Hmm.
Yep, some give you
Okay.
$20, some just give you $10. But still, if you do all of those, I think I had got up to like I think my things told me I can get up to like $140 in free crypto. So just starting with that, if that goes up, you're already winning. Yeah. So
Okay.
start off with that and look on my channel and look for
I'm,
Coinbase. Look
I
for
will.
Coinbase. And maybe I'll make a video. If I'm not so scared and tell you guys what's happening because it is a good thing though. It is a good thing. And I don't want to keep it to myself knowing that it's right. It's here. It's not think about it right now. PayPal, all of those different companies, they're talking about not only accepting Bitcoin, but the other cryptocurrencies. So if they're starting to accept that this year, that's like when the new debit cards came out, with credit cards, you're early. You know what I mean? So
Right.
after a while, like they're trying to do away with all money. it's going to be some type of digital something. You have to have your name together, and you have to have some type of money in cryptocurrency now. You rather buy in now instead of buying in late. Like, look at
Right.
Bitcoin right now. What did my Bitcoin say? We have 48,000. When Bitcoin first came out, you can get 1,300 Bitcoin for $1 when it first came out.
Wow.
1,300 Bitcoin at $48 per Bitcoin is a lot of money right now.
That is.
So just imagine, like, some of the ones I got into where, maybe it started off with $2, now it's at $8. That's a huge return. You paid
Yeah, it
$8.
is.
Just imagine having 10 bags of chips, and you say, okay, I'm going to buy all of them $2, but you sell them for $8. Think of it that way. Now
Mhm.
you turn your $2 chips into $8 chips, and you have 10 of them. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'm still nervous, but I'll let you guys know. Definitely let you guys know. And thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, no problem. You've been doing a wonderful job, y'all. I've been with Rickita and I've drug my feet for a long time to get to where I am because I always thought that I was on the mind frame of they're not going to give me a credit card. I'm not going to be able to do it. I can't save any money. I can't put any money away. I can't do this. I can't do that. Rickita came in with the Bible, a biblical way of looking at everything. And when I went to the first class that she held at the library,
Oh, you always back.
at the library, one of my ex-coworkers was there, and she said, do it. Just go ahead and do it. I'm out of debt right now. I just came for my coworker came for the housing session of your class. I came for the credit session, stayed for the housing session, and then I was like, okay. So then I got into it, but then I slacked off and didn't do anything. So now my credit score, which was at I want to say high 400s, low 500s, is at a middle 600 now and rising. So I'm at a 643 and I'm going up, not back. Hoping that I not hoping I'm not going back. I'm not going back because I pay at first I started paying the minimum. Now I've got to where I pay a little bit more on whatever is owed so that because my utilization only goes up around the holidays. And I only have like my grandson I buy for, my mom or sister or whoever. But then I try to pay that down within the next 3 months so that I'm able to get a higher credit score. So y'all, she know what she's doing. She's pretty good. You look at her and say, oh, she's young. She don't know what she's talking about. She know exactly what she's talking about. And I really, really, really appreciate you for always taking the time.
You're welcome.
And,
And I'm
and
happy that you did that and stay committed.
girl,
And I have a lot of people that they start and then they know they want to start, but they just started. They wasn't going to be committed, you
right.
know. And they just give up after that. They just think, oh, they will never happen. But the point that you got back, okay, I messed up. Let's do this again.
Yeah, we went
It's
over it last year and you said, are you committed? I said, I'm gonna try to be. You said, no, I don't want you to try to be. I need you to be committed. Are you going to be committed? So I was committed. And that's how my credit score rose, and that's how I got the credit cards. And the only thing I didn't do was do the digit. And that's it. So everything else I did. I got the credit cards instead of 4, I got 5. The installment. I'm saving money. I make sure to pay my bills on time. I got put this monthly budget on my computer so that I can go back and say, oh shoot, I got to pay that today, otherwise it's going to be late. So I do that. And it's easy stuff, little stuff. If you don't have a computer, I like that book that she showed a couple of days ago, where the 90-day plan.
Oh, my alternate planner.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I'm bad at keeping up with that too and writing things down. and going back to look at it. But, I'm always on my computer. So since I'm always on my computer, Excel has a budget sheet. I just went in there and typed everything and just did it. That's the easiest thing ever. Now, so I'm a year plus in, but I can say this last year, I'm looking at my credit report like, wow, all I got to do is get this Experian Equifax off my report, and let's see how high it goes from there.
Right. And just keep paying on time. Keep paying on time. And keep the balance low. And do you see a jump in your credit score when you use them credit card? I mean, do you see a decrease?
Yes.
Maybe a decrease, right?
Yes. I saw a decrease. I what do I have? Okay, so I have Macy's. Macy's, I started out with a $300 credit limit. When I first got it, I used $50, and I wound up not needing the stuff, so I turned it back in. And then over Christmas, they gave me a boost to $1,000. So I had 4 babies that were just born December, January, and February. No, the February baby actually came in January. So 4 babies from December to January, and I went out and bought their stuff. And of course so my utilization should have been $300 or less. I overused that. So when I looked at my credit report, I was like, shiggity, dang. Daggone kids, but I was happy that they gave me the credit increase, and then now I'm able to just go ahead and put $100 down, and like I said, within 3 months I plan on to be back down, so I don't have this problem, and then that'll shoot my credit score back up.
Yep. So that's the big thing. So you see the dip when you use too much, and then you'll see that your credit score go right back up as soon as you pay it off. But it's best to just keep it low if you can.
Yeah.
Did you get the 2 $5,000 accounts with the My Jewelers or New Coast Direct?
I didn't.
You didn't do those?
I didn't do those only because they wanted that. I didn't want to pay the deposit or the fees, so I just didn't. But I'm thinking about it because I'm hoping that I'm going to have a tax return this year, and then that'll be my gift to myself. Go ahead and get that $5,000, girl. You need it. So
and it will help with your utilization.
Yeah. So that's what I'll do next.
Did you ask them for a credit increase, or did they just give it to you?
They just gave it to me.
That's good.
When I looked, because I paid it off, and I had so Macy's didn't give me any money back. They just credited my credit card, and so I had a credit. And when I went to use it, because I was like, well, I'm just gonna buy this one baby because he was due to be born in December, so I'm just gonna buy this one baby, this one thing in December. And they was like, well, you don't have any credit. So I was like, well, where is it? So I went to the mailbox, and it was sitting there. And then I looked at my account, and it said your credit limit has increased to $1,000. I was like, from $300 to $1,000, just because I had a credit on my account. And I was like, wow, look at that. Can't wait to tell Rickita.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah.
So accounts can definitely just increase you all of a sudden too. And you can always ask them. So sometimes if you get an increase and you're not happy with it, but you're happy, you can call them and be like, hey, I got an increase, but I was looking for more because I have a purchase I want to make. And sometimes they'll ask you how much and they'll give it to you.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind. But with them, I was just happy because I don't do a lot of shopping or whatever. It has to be an occasion. So now with all the kids here, I'm doing a little bit more shopping, but I try to keep it at a minimum, or I do keep it at a minimum because, they're all newborns now, and I bought what they were going to get. So that's until they sprout up. So about 4 months, 5 months or something like that, I might buy them something else. But outside of that, no.
That's good. That's good. You at the 30. Okay? So you at the 30%. You're not going to do the 5, or is that your main goal? Is that your goal?
Which is
The utilization. You said you can't be more than 30%. You said you can't spend more than $300. When I really want you to don't spend more than $50.
Right. I'm gonna go back down. So as soon as I pay them off, like I said, in 3 months I should have them paid. And then I don't know if I'll even use the 5%. Because unless they need something, unless something is needed or something like that, I usually don't use it until around the holidays. So I was kind of happy about that.
Yeah, and then come back and let us know. Let us know.
I will.
Did you did your credit score increase when you got the increase on that credit card?
It did, but only for I think TransUnion, but then it went back down because of the utilization. So in December, this is February, so I don't have my February one yet, but it kind of did go up some. But I got my credit one down, so I guess that kind of took some of it. It kind of evened it out maybe because I had the 30% utilization for that one credit card, whereas I paid the other one down, so it, I guess, kind of balanced out.
Yeah,
that's okay. I'm on my way down.
I can see because when those go down, you're gonna see your credit score go up.
Yeah, can't wait. In 3 months, I should be reporting. Hopefully, I would hope to be at 700 in 3 months. I hope to be. That's but I can't.
And you said you're in the mid-600s right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just keep tackling them, sending some complaints.
Yeah, I'm doing that today.
You're in Milwaukee. Think about filing a lawsuit, possibly.
Yeah, we had talked about that last year, but I didn't do what I was supposed to do. So.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. You can do it. Just go ahead and send them in because a lot of companies, if you file a lawsuit against them, they'll just go ahead and delete it too. That can be just a faster process for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people don't know too. Like in Wisconsin, if you get any type of government assistance, or if you don't have much income, you can file a lawsuit for free. Yeah. Okay. So think about it like that. Just get it going. Because what if you send a lawsuit and it's all deleted in a month because they scared of you?
Ooh. I'll be on here working up.
You be one of the people like that.
I'll be showing you all my paper. Look, girl, look what they did. They deleted everything. Right. That'll be great.
Make sure your addresses. You said you already taken care of that, right? Your addresses and stuff like that.
That's what I'm sending in the letter to each. Call them and tell them instead.
Call them. Yeah, call them and talk to them. And then too, a lot of people don't understand too. We can send in letters. But if you call them, especially with like your addresses and your employers and simple things like that, just call them. And they should be able to handle that over the phone. Now, sometimes Experian will not like to handle that over the phone at all. They'll say, hey, we see that this account is attached to, a collection you have, a charge off that you have, or another account on your credit reports. So they're not going to try to remove that address, but definitely try to call and get as much done as you can.
Yeah, Experian, the only one I have is that one that charge off collection, which is a collection. Yeah.
You said the charge off collection?
Yeah, I was the one who was speaking to you about the charge off collection.
Oh, okay. Yep. So that's just call that a collection. They say charge off / collection because they're too lazy to just put collection. It's like in their system they do that, but it's just a collection. Look at the account type when you think about what type of account this is, and don't forget charge-offs can only be like the original company. Collections mean a new company. I don't even technically owe you.
Okay. Yeah, because this is the nationwide one.
And somebody said the Experian was able to remove their old addresses. That's good. And if you call them and you cannot get your old addresses removed, just go to SageStream and go ahead and freeze that report first. So freeze that report with SageStream. And I taught you guys about SageStream last week. Freeze your SageStream and then go back and work on removing those addresses. That's if they don't want to remove them. So that's what you guys can do if you see that. Did you do the shopping cart trick?
I did. I wasn't supposed to. Oh, you talking about her?
No, did you try it? Somebody said that they tried a shopping cart trick and it didn't work for them, but they got approved for $990 with that Zebit account.
I tried the shopping cart trick in November and got approved for Victoria's Secret. And then you was like, well, if you already got your 4 revolving and I was like, oh snap, I wasn't supposed to do that, but they gave me a card, so I was like, okay.
So
They were the only ones.
Yeah, if I tell you guys, when I say 4 credit cards, I think about like me, how I went into major debt having too many credit cards because you think you have it and you like, oh, I could pay this bill. I'm not over 30%, but if something was to happen in life to the point where you need that credit, or if you lose your job, you're stuck. And I just don't want to put us in that situation where we're risking it and we're getting caught. Because think about it, a lot of times, you have bad credit because somebody did not pay. And if it comes down to it, you may be like, oh, I'll pay when I can. That's normal in our community. I'll pay when I can. So I tell you, get to the point where I don't even owe you. Like, don't call me. Roll over here. I got stuff going on, but you don't even owe that company. So that's why I tell people don't get the credit cards, because during holiday time, a lot of people, it's easier just to get in and swipe it. I'll just pay it later. Or if you had something in life, oh, I want to get a new couch, I'll just put it on a payment plan or something. And something can happen during the duration of your payment plan. You pay for it. So if you guys have more than 4 credit cards, that's fine. But I tell everybody, you just have those basics, learn how to manage those, and then you can go ahead and get more credit cards. So you're fine. But ask them for an increase if you can, so that they can give you a higher limit for the Victoria's Secrets.
They already did.
They did? Oh, they're loving on you.
They did. I was like, what?
So after you did the shopping cart trick, you still got an increase.
Right. Yeah.
How did that happen? Did you call them?
Nope.
They just gave it to you?
They approved me. Once you do it with Victoria's Secret, they give you the little thing online and say you can start shopping now if you want to. I didn't. And then when I got my card in the mail, it was increased $200. And I was like, wait a minute. And so I looked back at my paper because I printed it, and I was like, hold on. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Praise the Lord. So yeah, I was happy about that.
That's really good. So you applied for the Victoria's Secrets, they gave it to you, and then on top of that, when you actually got the actual card in the mail, it actually went up.
Right. Yeah, because I didn't use it. I was like, well, I don't need anything, because I was saving it for my mom. So then when I got the card, it was increased 200, and I was like, wow.
Did you try any other ones, or you was like, no, let me stop?
Yeah, I tried Overstock, but I wasn't able to get that. And I did Good Sam, or that RV.
The Camping World?
Yeah, I did the Camper World. They approved me, but I didn't buy anything from them.
How much did they approve you for?
I think they approved me for 5.
500?
Or either 5 or 7.
Was it Visa or regular, like a store?
I'm not sure. I think it was the store.
Okay.
And I didn't try anything else because I was like, I really wanted Overstock. And then I heard you talking about the RV. Good Sam, is that the RV one?
Yep, the Good Sam Visa, yeah.
Yeah. So they just I think they just approved me for the store. And I was like, yeah, I don't think so. Because I didn't want to shop.
But did they still send you that in the mail?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did it come on your credit reports?
It has not come on my credit report, no. So I did that in December. It should have. This is my January credit report, so it's not on there yet.
Maybe I don't know. They should have put it on your credit reports, because a lot of times people want that on their credit reports to build their credit.
Yeah. I'll check it out. I still have their paperwork, so I'll check their paperwork out to see exactly what it is.
Okay. That's good. Well, I've asked you a billion questions. No one else, I guess no one wanted to come on today, so I figured you here, let's ask you. That way, we help each other by asking questions. And the point that you did the shopping cart trick and you got an increase without even asking for it is great. You got the increase for Macy's without asking for it is great. And the point that you just on it. You just on it in general.
Yeah.
Come back and definitely let us know what's going on.
I'm hoping that it all works.
Well, thank you so much. You have a nice day.
You as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was a nice conversation, you guys. That was a really nice conversation. And I guess no one else want to come on, but I'm hopefully I will have everybody inside of the exclusive membership. So the people that's a part of the exclusive membership, you guys can be able to come on just like that. But depending on how many people we have there, I'm gonna have to limit it. But we just got her today. She can ask whatever she wants. So I'm glad that she was able to ask her questions. Let me see if I missed any questions. And I still want to go over a few things today to kind of get us ready for tomorrow, and tell you guys what I have planned for the rest of the week while we have our classes. So let me see. What do you think will happen to credit as the crypto world grows? So I think that credit was going to be really different. And the reason why I said it's going to be really different is because some of the cryptocurrencies that I actually bought, some of those cryptocurrencies, they allow you to borrow. So say if I wanted to put up some of my cryptocurrency, like one of them is called Compound, right? Compound is a cryptocurrency, and I can invest my crypto using that. I can put my crypto up saying, hey, I want to invest it and I will earn interest on it, right? And then they even have some cryptocurrencies where I can actually lend out my cryptocurrency. So say if you wanted to get more access to money and cryptocurrency, think of them as dollars in a way. It's just different types of dollars, But if you wanted to actually get some money, right, you can actually put up some of your cryptocurrency as like you can put that up in terms of like if you used to put your house up saying, hey, if I was not to pay it, you guys can have this cryptocurrency. You can leverage it that way. So I think that our credit, we're going to start doing more peer-to-peer lending. Kind of like you can see some people do startups and they go ahead and get money that way with startups. But I think that we're going to do more peer-to-peer lending, and they're really like, I feel like the realtors, me being a realtor, it's not going to last. It's going to last for a little while now, but they have something called smart contracts where, certain things have to be in order. But as soon as these things are in order, the money will be released for the house, the contracts. We'll be able to have decentralized contracts, which means you don't need a middleman for a property. You won't need to, hey, I need to get you to help me buy this property. You won't have all these extra fees. You can have just two parties doing a transaction, and then the person in the middle can be something that's decentralized too. So you have a smart contract. So I think that I think everything is really going to change. I really do think a lot of things are going to change, but you do see Visa and MasterCard getting involved. So I think that Visa and MasterCard is going to find some way that they can be in the middle and they can still make money. But I think if you really want to get out of the some people don't even use their credit at all, and they have more of like they have money in a bank. You'll see a lot of companies, they want to pull your bank account to see how much money you have. That's going to be the new cryptocurrency. They want to check and see how much money you really have in your account. But I think that's really what's going to happen. I think that it's just not going to be as many middlemans, and we're all just going to be able to do everything without someone telling us or being locked out of certain situations. Like, we could not give you this loan, and you really got things in order. It's going to be easier for you to have access to money. But I guess we'll just keep seeing. I definitely will keep you guys updated because that's something I'm studying now. And the reason why, a month ago I had $400 in cryptocurrency. Now I told you guys I'm like 910,000 now, and that's because I educated myself and I started just buying these different ones that's growing. I'm like, wow, these are growing. Let me buy into them. So I'll let you guys know. I'm definitely gonna let you guys know because I really know that the credit, how we're doing now, is gonna be totally different in terms of disputing accounts and stuff like that. When something is, I believe, is how we're gonna have it. When something is out there in the system, it's out there in the system, and the information is gonna be correct. So I really want you guys to get in the habit of making sure that you're paying your bills on time. You don't have to go and correct something that is technically positive, So make sure you're paying your bills on time, keep the balance on your credit cards, and start learning how to live that way. And it will help you out a lot in the future. Oh, thank you. Hey, listen, it was so, I just thought to myself, like she said, I know Rickita is young, but don't just look at her as young. I'm thinking people still look at me as young. I just feel so old sometimes. Probably because I think how I carry myself sometimes, especially with my responsibility. But I feel so old sometimes. I'm like, I thought I was past that because I got that a lot when I was younger. And I used to tell people like, don't look at age and don't let that stop you from what you need to do. Like with my daughter, I feel like I'm getting old now. She's 11, and if I have a problem in terms of editing a video or anything with technology, I ask her because they just catch it. This is them. So definitely, you guys don't look at me as just young. I'm about to be in my 30s. Okay, I'm about to hit my 30s, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm doing this for a while, though, you guys. I've been doing it for a while. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, look at the other little baby finally here. Hello, hello, hello. I wish I come here. Didn't know Rickita back then. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. And now you know. Sometimes too, I don't know where I heard this from, but it was a motivational thing, or it was some type of podcast. I don't know what it was, but they was like, if somebody don't know about you, or if you got something to offer and you can't tell everybody about it, or if you can't help those people, it's something, you know. If you have that service out there that can help somebody, you need to tell people about it. You're doing a discredit to people by not telling them. Like, oh, that's your problem, girl. Let's do this. You know, we can switch things up. So me not telling you guys like I can do these different things. Like I never knew that people wanted to buy like tax foreclosure, but I bought my first house at 23. So I'm thinking like people already know this. Why wouldn't people know this information? But as soon as I started finding out you guys didn't know about it, that's when I started really educating you guys more. And just going live, talking about what I was doing. And I know that really helped you guys out. Always saying that. Oh, somebody said they called Experian and had their old address removed. So sometimes with Experian, you guys, if you call Experian and you cannot get that address removed from your credit reports, that's probably because they're verifying the address with SageStream. So I always tell people to go ahead and freeze their SageStream report and then go ahead and dispute their inquiries with all three credit bureaus. I know too, if you call TransUnion or send them a letter, I know a lot of times they'll go ahead and remove that right away. Sometimes Equifax will do the same thing, but then they may be like, oh no, this account is, sometimes they may say this account is attached. This address is attached to an account. And if you guys see that, you're trying to remove an address from your credit report. So say if, let me use me as an example. If I stay on 123 Main Street and I ran up all this debt on that address, I need to use some other address or use like a family member, a cousin, or a new address so that I can get that address off of my credit report. Because if I get a new address and get that 123 Main Street off of my credit report, all of the accounts that's attached to those attached to that address, if it's negative, when I dispute it, it's going to be easier for me to get it removed. So that's why I always tell people to get all of their old address removed from their credit reports, because a lot of times collections and charge-offs or any negative accounts, they're attached to that actual address. So I always tell people, definitely try to change your address up. And if you guys want to know the trick on that, I'm going to make sure, you know what, I'm not going to say if you guys want to know. You guys need to know the trick to add an address on your credit reports. Because if you call the credit bureau a lot of times, if you call them and say, hey, my address is 123 Main Street, so if you want to move and use my address or something, they're going to ask you for a proof of ID or a bill. So on the exclusive membership, you guys, make sure you guys go ahead and join. I'm going to put on there how to get an address added to your credit reports in 5 minutes or less. Because, and I don't want to just say it here, I realize a lot of times when I say things directly, this is YouTube. If I say things directly on YouTube, the trick is not so much a trick, because these companies, they want to know, hey, what are you guys doing? Like with the shopping cart trick, I was thinking, okay, if I say so much about the shopping cart trick, it's going to be over. But I'm going to make sure I put in my exclusive membership. And if you guys are looking to get those address removed from your credit reports and add that new address on, I'm going to let you guys know about it. But I don't want to put it on YouTube because I know that sometimes that trick is not going to work anymore if I put it on the YouTubes. I'm hoping that charge off will be deleted from my credit report. So when you guys have like different charge offs on your credit reports, you know, send in the letters, you're telling them, hey, to remove it from your credit reports. Sometimes if they do not want to remove it, you may have to send in a complaint. Seriously. You'll send in a complaint with the Better Business Bureau, you'll send in a complaint with the CFPB, and I'm going to have an actual video showing you guys how to do that inside the exclusive membership. Every day in the exclusive membership, you guys will have a new video teaching you guys how to do something. Something new, even if it was just a new video about a credit card, and I show you guys the full application process from start to finish. But if you start working to remove that charge off from your credit reports and you're just like, dang, it's 6 months and I still don't want to remove it, or sometimes you'll see that Equifax and TransUnion deleted, but Experian will keep it, or it's maybe switched around, Experian and Equifax will delete it and TransUnion to keep it, then you may want to go ahead and send a complaint in about TransUnion and their actual company. And then if they don't want to remove it that way, then you guys may want to go the extra route of sending a lawsuit, having a lawsuit. Like, seriously, sending a lawsuit to try to get that account removed. I told you guys when I sent the lawsuits for the companies that was on my credit report before, because I just got fed up. Like, I'm just fed up, right? For an account that was very stubborn, I sent a lawsuit in. I start seeing them accounts fall off of my credit reports. They do not want to waste their money. Send a letter to you is easy, but sending some attorneys there that may charge $3.50 per hour to dispute with you, or try not to get sued about an account that's on your credit report for $200 or sometimes even $1,000, it's not worth it. So send that lawsuit in. They may say, call you like, hey, what's up with this account? Let's just get this settled out. It's too much, especially if they're in the wrong and you guys have like your certified receipts or your paper trail. Will that trick work for regular credit cards? So when it comes down to the shopping cart trick, you guys can't use that for the regular credit card. So let me show you guys two companies that I always tell people to try to do the shopping cart trick. The company that the website you guys can go to do the shopping cart trick. So here is one of the companies right here. This is the Good Sam. This is the Good Sam credit card, and that could be a Visa or it can be a regular store card. So regular credit card, when you say regular credit card, it can when you say guys say regular credit card, sometimes I compare a regular credit card to a Visa and a store card, and then a regular credit card can be a actual credit card, no matter what credit card it is, or a secure credit card. So if you guys think about, hey, a credit card that's not necessarily just a store credit card, then you guys want to look into this. But they may give you the store credit card, so they can actually give you the Visa. And remember, this is a shopping cart trick. Just to put $200 to $250 worth of items in your cart. Act like you're going to check out, and then after you go ahead and act like you're going to check out, then they should give you that pop-up, let you know how much you're approved for. But, they could possibly give you a store credit card. Keep that in mind. Now, another credit card is the Sportsman Guide Visa. So if you guys go to the actual website, oh wait, let's not use that one. Let's go to their website. If you guys go to their actual website and you guys follow those same, I have videos on all of these credit cards, you guys, but if you guys follow those same tricks in regards to the shopping cart trick, then they may be able to go ahead and approve you. And this is a Visa credit card. I believe for my Sportsman Guide, when I actually got a credit card with Sportsman Guide and I did not do the shopping cart trick, I think I got approved for this was one of the early credit cards that I got. So I think I got approved for $2,000 and my credit score was a 610. It wasn't much, but I got approved for $2,000 for this. But you guys can do the shopping cart trick and go ahead and apply to, do the trick to try to get these credit cards. Good vibes. And remember to the basics. When you want to jump that much, just do the basics. And if for some reason you cannot say if you get to like a 680, you just cannot get somewhere. You cannot get to the 730s, 740s, but you're looking to get a mortgage or you're looking to get a car. Maybe you just get an authorized user. Authorized user, you get a trade line added to your credit reports. Maybe it's going to stay on there for 60 days, but it may boost you to your 730, 740. You go ahead and get your house, go ahead and get your car, or whatever you're trying to work towards, if you're even working towards anything. And then, it may drop that down a little bit, but at least you got what you really wanted. So some people, they get so angry that they set a deadline like, hey, by June, I'm going to be at 730. And sometimes it's not that simple, depending on the accounts on your credit reports. So for some reason you get to 680 and it's just not shooting anymore. You get to 690. Don't shy away from possibly getting a trade line added to your credit reports if it's a good trade line and you're looking to get like a house, you try to get a car, or you trying to get some type of credit cards or any type of business credit. Then definitely check that out. But definitely let us know. Let us know what happened. Let us know how much your credit scores go up and then what tricks you used. Thanks for sharing. I'll call them right after. Definitely call them. Call them. And if you guys are a part of my exclusive membership, you guys have the phone numbers for the credit bureaus and you have their address. Definitely call them so that they can go ahead and help you guys remove those addresses from your credit reports. Any addresses, any names. You heard her. She said her date of birth was wrong. Oh my gosh. So, you want to get that corrected. Anything in regards to your personal information, you want to get all of that cleaned up. You want to have one name spelled out one way across all three credit bureaus. You want to have one address. Hopefully it's not the address that you messed up at. You want to have one date of birth. You don't want to have multiple date of births. And then to all your employers or previous employers, I really like to get all of that removed, because say if you owe a company, right? They can go ahead, and when I say they're a collection company, can go ahead and pull your credit reports to find out what's your current employer, what's your current address, just in case they don't know, and they can find you. So at that time, they can find you, and then they can work on getting you served. So I always tell people to remove all of that information from their credit reports. You texted me back earlier that the shopping cart didn't work. I was wondering, that's my last name. Well, so if we weren't able to do the shopping cart trick for you, then what I want you to do. Okay, you guys, wrong button. But if you're wondering if you're shopping, if you're wondering if your last name is different, then what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to go to Factor Trust and call them. So let me go ahead and give you guys that phone number. I want you to call them and I want you to ask them what address do they have. Not the address. I want you to ask them what address, but you actually want to ask them too, what last name. Because sometimes your last name may be a factor. Maybe they don't have the last name that you're using now, or whatever the case may be. That's why I always tell you, make sure you have the correct spelling on the correct spelling of your name, because that may be an issue. But definitely, let me see. Let me drop that phone number for you guys. I dropped the website just in case you guys want to make sure you opt in to do the shopping cart trick. But here's their phone number. Call them. I told you guys when I called them before, they had an address for me that was 6 years old. So with an address at 6 years old, there's no way I was going to be able to do the shopping cart trick if they're looking for an address that I'm no longer at. And oh my gosh, if you have an agreement with them, or if you have an agreement with any company, make sure you guys get this information in writing. Try to get it in writing, because I see a lot of people that got late payments. Like, it's horrible. And yeah, think about it. A lot of people credit score drop based off of these late payments. I told you guys the last time I had a late payment on my credit report, it wasn't even really my fault. But my credit score dropped 89 points, and getting that stuff fixed, trying to get that late payment removed from your credit report can be kind of hard if the company don't want to go ahead and agree to you getting a late payment removed. And sometimes people go ahead and send in a dispute to the credit bureau. So I told you guys about sending a dispute into the credit bureaus. But if you send a dispute to the credit bureau, then they may even delete the full account from your credit report. But definitely hang in there, try to send them a letter, try to call them, see what they can do about their late payment. If they don't want to take care of their late payment, send a letter into the credit bureaus. And I have a letter that you guys can actually go ahead and send it to the credit bureaus. Just go to my website. But if you would send it in that letter, make sure you change it where you'll see delete this account. Actually, let me see. I think here we go. Let me show you what I mean. Share my screen, right? Let me share my screen so you can see what I mean. So say if you were to send in the late payment, say if you had a late payment and this was an account, because you have the name of your account right here, you'll put the amount if you don't have the account number, but I like to just put that account number in here. Put your account number. You see where it says not mine, no contract, not liable, unverifiable. You want to remove that line, and you also want to remove this right here. Please delete this account from my credit report. Let them know you could just put I was never late on this account. Please change this account to never late paid as agreed. But just make sure you delete that. If you do not delete that, then they may delete the full account, and you don't want them to do that. So if you keep this information just like this, when you go into, when you send this letter in, they may delete the full account. So make sure you change it to never late paid as agreed. So just remove that and then type that information in there. What's to do to get late payments more than 2 years? Oh, so I don't care how old your late payment is. Try this method right here. So if you have a late payment, maybe it's recent, you can call the company, talk to them about the late payment. If they don't want to take care of the late payment, maybe send a letter into them. And I have these letters on my website, so definitely go ahead and check them out. And if you cannot get it removed that way, no matter how old it is, you have to go this method right here, where you'll send in a letter to the credit bureaus. And with my letter, you're going to see that you're going to have the information right here that says, please delete the account from the credit report. You want to change the information and just put I was never late. And it doesn't have to be anything special. You can just put I was never late at all. You just put it just like that. Or you can put I was never late. Change this account to paid as agreed, never late. You can let them know what to change it to also. But just make sure with late payments, you put this information here. Don't keep the other information there where it says delete the account from our credit reports, because you're not going to want to remove that account from your credit reports. Unless, this is the second part to your question, if you guys have more than 4 late payments, sometimes I tell people, look at the age on the account and look at what type of account is it. Is it open? Is it closed? Because you may want to just remove that full account from your credit reports. Because if you guys have a lot of late payments on your credit reports for an account, sometimes you may look at let me see if I can bring this up. Yeah, so if you look at the accounts on your credit reports, so let me find an account that probably got a lot of late payments like this right here. And I know this is not a good example too much because it's a charge off, but still look at it, you guys. They got 1 month, it's 30 days late, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's technically 7 months of negative history in terms of late payments. When you see something like this on your credit report, you just want to delete the full account. Like, you don't want to play with them. Just throw the whole account away, let's look at this account. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months of negative payment history. Granted, it's a charge off, but what if you was to turn around? You see where this one says okay? You see that? That means that they paid on time, right? But Experian is saying it's charged off, so we're gonna act like it's just charged off. But just say if you paid it on time, you started paying your bill on time, they start saying okay. I might tell you still delete the full account because it's just too many late payments. And sometimes you have this many late payments, they're like, yeah, right, you wasn't late. It's gonna be hard to get those late payments removed, so just remove that full account from your credit reports. And LVMV funding, this is a collection account too, you guys, outside of that question. Sometimes you may see accounts like this that got negative payment history, but if it's a collection, and it said you got late payment history, the full account should be removed from your credit reports because collections shouldn't have any payment history at all. You shouldn't have any terms with a collection account either. So yes, you can get child support off your credit reports. We went over child support as a type of account on your credit reports, and I think I added it in my book. I showed you guys that credit book that it took me like 7 months to put it together. But it tells you exactly how child support should be listed on your credit reports and how your account should be laid out in terms of what it should say and where it should say it at. So like when you look at this type of account, remember I told you like this is not a regular account. This is a collection account. So you see where it says unknown right here, and you see where it says collection. This account should be laid out totally different because it shouldn't have terms at all, because the collection account, when it comes down to your child support, the date should be matched up a certain type of way. So when they first came, like for your date open, you don't just see when a date was open on the account, when anything listed on your credit reports. When it comes down to child support, you're going to be basing it off of the account, the time when they first came after you saying you have to charge, when the case was first open. That should be your date open. So you got to do more digging for like child support, but it's possible. But I definitely have that on in the exclusive memberships. You guys can see how an account should be laid out so you guys can work towards getting accounts deleted based off of what's actually on your credit reports. So when it comes down to like your credit scores, I always tell you guys you have so many different credit scores, and when a company is trying to give you credit, they may have their own scoring model internally, or you may try to go get a mortgage and they're going to use your FICO, or when you go and or you may look on Credit Karma and you may see that they have your Advantage score and you're thinking, wait, I need my FICO. I'm trying to get a house. So I always tell people your FICO score could be more important depending on what you're trying to do. So when it comes down to your FICO, a lot of times I don't like people to get like the store credit cards if they're really trying to build up their FICO. I want you guys to get nice, big, major credit cards because they factor into your credit score better than just a regular store credit card. So I really think that your FICO score is more important. But again, what's more important is what are you trying to get, right? Say if you're trying to get something, right? Say, hey, I'm trying to get a house. What I want you guys to do is see what they're going to look at in order for you to get that house, because that will determine what's more important. You know what I mean? If you're trying to go get a credit card, you want to see which bureau they're going to pull from. And then two, you want to see possibly what type of scoring model they're going to use, but based what's important off of what you're trying to get. That's like if I'm trying to go to school to be a lawyer, then it wouldn't be important for me to try, or it wouldn't be my best interest to go ahead and try to take some nursing classes or anything like that. I should be in my path to try to go be a doctor. I need to figure out what's the requirements. I'm not a doctor, go be a lawyer. I need to figure out what's the requirements to be a lawyer and go after that. I shouldn't figure out what's the requirements to be a nurse and go after that, because that's taking me off my path. That's kind of like when some people like, well, I'm trying to get this credit card and my Experian credit score is really low, and it's like, well, they're not going to pull your Experian anyway. They're going to pull your TransUnion. So you have to figure out what's on your TransUnion credit report. So depending on what you want to get would dictate, what you should actually go ahead and do, or which one you should be looking at too. You're going to be paying off debt, even if it's good debt, before applying for a home loan. You know what? It depends on what you think good debt is too. So when it comes down to a home loan, a lot of times I tell people to look at their current situation. So say if in your current situation, I have certain clients, they may be paying, $1,900, $2,100 for a rent or something like that. If you can go ahead and get into a mortgage where it will be less than what you're paying in rent, and all of your bills under that mortgage, it will be so much cheaper. So say if you're paying $2,100 now, but if you used to buy your house, you could have got it for $16,000, you could have got it for $15,000. Then I would suggest go ahead and get your house and go ahead and get your mortgage, because now all the extra money that you would have put towards rent, you can put that towards your debt. I always tell people it depends on your bills. Now, if you get a mortgage and your bills for your mortgage is way, your mortgage payment is way more than what you're paying for rent right now, and now you have more bills you have to pay, and you already had debt, then I wouldn't suggest that. But if it's going to be best for you to go ahead and purchase your house, you're going to have a low monthly payment, and you're saving money technically because you pay more for rent, then that may be something that you guys may want to go ahead and do. Just get into your house and start spending that extra money to go ahead and pay down some of your debt. But sometimes when you try to go get that mortgage, they may tell you you have to pay down certain debt, even if it's, good debt with quotation marks around it. Sometimes that debt is just holding you back from buying. And if that debt is holding you back from buying, they'll tell you. And at that time, I'll suggest you go ahead and pay it. If something is stopping you from getting your house, just do if you have a collection on your credit report and they tell you, hey, we don't want you to have more than $2,000 worth of collections, but you have one collection that, maybe you have 2,200, right? You have one collection that's $300. You have a smaller one and you have the collection that's, probably 700, 800, whatever, right? I would tell you just pay off that $300 one just to get you under that $2,000 threshold, and then go ahead and get your house. Sometimes I see people put all their money into paying off their debt to the point where now it's going to be 2 years until they can actually get their house. Now it's going to be a whole year, or even longer. When you could have just gotten your house, use the extra money that you're saving now that you got a mortgage and not rent anymore, and then you can go ahead and pay off your debt that way. But a lot of times they'll tell you what would be best to, if they need you to pay off certain debts. So if you have a Discover card or any account on your credit reports and it's an old account, I do not suggest you remove these accounts from your credit reports. Do not remove these accounts from your credit reports. Let them stay on your credit reports for as long as they want to stay on. They're helping build your credit. The point that you had an account that you paid on is closed, but you're in good standing, nothing is wrong with it. That's good. That means that, think about it like this. We have a whole bunch of friends together, right? All of us is together, right? And we see that, you just took money from Sue and you paid her back, and Sue can vouch, yeah, she took money and paid her back. That looks good on your behalf. So when you look at your credit reports, it's all of these companies telling whether you paid your account off or not, or if you was ever late on your account. It's just telling you it's your reputation on paying. So anybody or any account that can stay on your credit report that said that you paid, you want to keep them there. The accounts that you want to remove is the negative accounts. The only time I usually see people that remove old accounts from their credit reports is if they have something negative on them. Maybe they had, 8 late payments on it, but the account was still good. They paid it off, but it still had 8 late payments on it. Then sometimes I see that people remove those accounts from their credit reports and they see their credit score go up. But if you have an old account you've been paying on time, do not remove this account from your credit reports, because you may see your credit score drop too. So definitely keep that on there. Definitely keep anything that's positive on your credit reports, even if it's closed. And think about it like this. Sometimes you may have installment accounts. Installment accounts can be your car loan. After you get done paying for your car, you may see your credit score drop a little bit, but the point that you paid off that account, that card looks good because you once had debt there and now it's paid off. So that looks good on your behalf. The point that you can get a car at this balance and pay it off. Now when you try to go get more loans, they'll look and say, hey, you handled that payment. You didn't have a late payment or anything on that. I want to go ahead and extend credit to you. So don't just start deleting accounts just because they're closed. If they're in good standing, leave them there. They're doing good for you. No. Oh, thank you. So you guys, I think that's it. Let me tell you what we want to talk about. We're kind of over our limit, but let me tell you what I want us to talk about going forward. So today we did our basic disputes. I showed you guys how to send out basic disputes. Don't forget, you guys, text SCORE to 21,000 to be a part of the texting club. And then I will also send you guys the link for the exclusive membership. Definitely sign up for the exclusive membership. Now, tomorrow we're going to do more disputes, but we're going to get into the specifics. But I'm only going to do that for my exclusive membership. So you guys will see that video up that shows you how to do more specific disputes, so you guys can be able to actually list an account. So say if you see this account right here, I'm going to teach you how to write a letter telling them, hey, the account type is inaccurate. It's supposed to say collection. And then 2, collection accounts are not supposed to have any terms. please delete this account from my credit reports. And then you can go in and say, hey, the account status is inaccurate, the payment history. I'm going to teach you guys how to write a full letter with saying everything that's inaccurate instead of just saying, you were never late on the account. Instead of just putting this right here, basically. I'm going to teach you guys how to write out a full letter. So, yeah. I'm going to teach you guys how to do that. We're going to do that tomorrow. And then the day after that, I want to get into what is your credit score made up of in terms of like your payment history, your utilization, your credit age. I want to get into that because as you start removing accounts from your credit reports, you need to start figuring out what accounts you want to keep on there and then how to keep those accounts on there. If you start getting late payments on there, if you guys start maxing out credit cards and now you maxed it out and you can't pay it back, now it's charged off, you guys will never get anywhere. So I need to start teaching you guys, what is your credit score made of in terms of the percentages. Like 35% of your credit score is made up of your payment history, you guys. So I want to get into that, and we're going to get into that on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I want to get over like what's a good credit score? Like what credit score do I need to buy a house? What credit score do I need for a credit card? What credit score do I need to get a personal loan, or or what credit score I'm going to need for a car? We're going to go over that on Thursday. And then on Friday, I want us to go over utilization and think of it as a math class, because that's all it's going to be. It's going to be a full-on math class, how to figure out how to, calculate your utilization, what would be the best utilization for you. And also, too, remember, if you keep your utilization low, I'll say at 5% or below, not only is that going to boost your credit score up, if you was to have some type of financial problem, you guys, you don't have credit cards that's maxed out. You don't have bills to pay, a lot to pay. You only spend 5%. So if you guys have $1,000 credit card and I tell you guys don't spend more than 5% on that credit card, then technically you guys shouldn't spend more than $50. So if you were to lose your job or if anything was to happen, you already know you only spent the $50 or less on that credit card. So it's easier to pay off that $50 than to go up to that 30% and have $300. Because sometimes you'll look on Credit Karma, these other companies, they'll say, hey, don't spend more than 30%. But I always tell people that 30% can get you in trouble, because 30% is like breaking even. It's not going to help you and it's not going to hurt you. It's going to keep you just steady. We don't want to stay steady. We don't want to maintain our credit. We want to boost our credit. We want to have the best credit we can have. So I want to get into the utilization with you guys on Friday. But I showed you guys how to do the basic disputes. So go ahead and get those disputes out right away. And I talked to you guys about, Core Logic. I talked to you guys about SageStream. I talked to you guys about LexisNexis. If you can, go ahead and put a freeze on these different accounts and start disputing with those accounts also. So that'd be easier for you to get these accounts off of your main 3 credit bureaus. But I'll see you guys later. And hopefully you guys have a great week.